This is my passion. This is what I love to do. But some days, sometimes, I'm just like you, man. I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. I'm just like you. Damn, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Man, I hate my job.
From a good dream I awake, sun rays on my face, planning out my day, hoping this ain't the one that I catch a case. I feel so good, I feel so straight. My manager keep calling me saying, hurry up, you late. Hurry up, you lay off. Y'all, man, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Been trying to play it cool, but it's hard to play it off. I've been hanging on to this bullshit, cause my car still ain't paid off. I know I'm on my way up, my boy just got laid off, so y'all, man, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. These hoes here so ratchet, these niggas here so sneaky. Y'all don't even really pay enough for y'all to only pay bi-weekly. I'm trying to double up my cash, take this job, shove it up your area. Yo, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. We're the reason why your stockholders always stay afloat. Yet I'm asking, are they hiring? Like everywhere I go, schedule will say 9, but I think it's fine if I clock in at 9:04. I work 40 hours a week plus overtime just to be bro. So y'all, man, I hate this job. Hate that I applied. So much has transpired since the day that I was high. Told me I could advance, but you were telling me lies. Gotta give your notice before I quit, but you don't say shit right before I'm fired. Damn, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. You and your procedures, you and your protocol, you and your policies, none of that shit don't apply to me. You and your quotas, you and your standards, you and your 2 sick days a year. Y'all niggas bananas. Wonder why the postman's posted with hammers, going postal with Popo on camera. His wage got him enraged, stressed out, it's hard to maintain. He flips the middle, grabs his. He said, if you don't get the picture, I quit, you ain't shoot. Mother, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Look, man, I hate this job. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you. I'm out here trying to take care of my family. Damn, I hate this job. It's not always glamorous, for real, but I do what I gotta do for me and mine, you know? Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. I'm just like you, nigga. Damn, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Man, I hate my job.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and/or the host. They do not explicitly nor necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by the channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during the program. Basically, if I didn't say it, don't come for me. You come for the person who said it. And please don't sue me for somebody else's words. With that said, let's start the show, motherfucker. Check. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hello. How y'all feel out there? What's the damn deal? Y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? There we go. What's good, man? Yeah, I messed up on the damn board over there. Dropped it. Came off the table. Tripped over the cord, so trying to get a quick little sound check. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Y'all hear me? Let me know out there. We should be good, but I just want to double check before I start talking. You know, I'll be out here talking. Can y'all hear me? Lisa, can you hear me out there? Give me a thumbs up in the chat. I'll be up here talking 20 minutes and somebody tell me, oh, we missed the whole thing. Come on, don't everybody be shy. Okay, somebody said you sound distant. All right, let me try to fix that. Check out. How about now? Is that better? Yeah, man, I thought it was good, and I realized that the studio stuff was still hooked up. It's not good, so I'm going to be tripping. Hold on 1 second. Check 1 2 1 2. Oh, I see it. Let me switch this real quick. My bad. Switch that to a chat. How about now? Let me cut this off so I can see. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah. Should be good. Let me see now. That's him. Let's go, baby. We back. What's poppin', man? Hope all is well with you guys. As you know, we had some inclement weather here. And definitely messed up my internet for a while. But even when the internet came back on, shoot, I was enjoying my little my break. I was like, shoot, I'll see these niggas Monday. And then today, I dropped my damn roadcast off to death. So I was like, oh man, here we go. I thought I broke it. But all right, let's talk, man. Let's talk. We got a fight coming up this weekend, baby. We got a big fight coming up this weekend. I was not going to do a show tonight. I was talking to my boy Sheldon Moore. He said, Mark, if nothing else, you got to talk about this fight at least one day this week because there was so many other topics. I was like, man, I got so many other things I want to talk about. My daughter's on fall break. The kids are on fall break this week, so she wearing me out, goddamn it. I mean, she wearing me out, y'all. She wearing me out. I took her ass to Walmart today and just told her we can buy all the toys that her and I both can carry. I'm not getting no cart. What you can carry, what I can carry, that's what we're going to walk out of here with. So, bought some games, kicked it with her today, had a good time. Then my wife came home. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, damn, man. I said, I need to call somebody to do such and such. She was like, oh, you can still take her up there. You just had to pay blah, blah, blah. I was like, you didn't tell me that. She was like, yeah, well, you didn't ask. I was like, I thought you wanted to kick it with her all week. I said, hell no, I want to kick it with a 4-year-old all week. Especially not my 4-year-old. She gonna run me up the wall. And she did. And she did, though. But that's neither here nor there. Who cares, right? Let's get into the nitty gritty. I'm gonna try to keep this as I ain't gonna say short as possible, but I do want to condense this episode, get in, get out. That's an OG classic. Because I got some other stuff I want to do. Like I said, I keep telling you, I got things I love to do, and I have interests outside of boxing, outside of YouTube, outside of talking about Diddy crazy ass. Or they say crazy, right? So many other things, right? But the good news is you guys will be getting a morning show / afternoon show from me tomorrow. So that's cool, right? I called my mother-in-law. I said, Mama, I need your help. My wife was like, it's only been one day. I said, one day is enough. dealing with this child of mine all day. I mean, think about it, y'all. As much as I talk, right? Can y'all imagine what a 4-year-old girl version of me is like? Daddy, why this? Daddy, why that? Daddy, why this? Daddy, why that? Daddy, why this? Daddy, why that? I was like, man, make that a hook. I mean, she wearing me out, y'all. She wearing me out. I'm telling you, she wearing me out. But I love her to death, and I wouldn't have it no other way. I prayed for her, and God blessed me with her. So I thank God for her. So just little jokes here, God. I'm very grateful for my child. Thank you so much, Lord. All right, that's enough. Let's get into this fight, man. Bivol versus Beterbiev. Beterbiev versus Bivol. Is it Beterbiev? Is it Bivol? You guys say both guys' names differently. This fight matters. We got a fight in the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, is it gonna be a doozy or what? This card is crazy. Let's look at this card. Let's start there. Let's look at this card. Let's look at this card. We got a survey in the chat too. I want to know who y'all think gonna win. Right now it's 50-50. And that's what makes this fight special. This is a 50-50 fight, man. This is a 50-50 fight. This fight can literally go either way. Is it gonna be the power of Beterbiev? Is it gonna be the relentless jab of Bivol? Make sure I got these phone lines open, because I do want to hear from y'all. And we can chop it up. Give me your opinion. My bad. I do want to hear from y'all, so we can chop it up. Y'all can give me y'all opinion on this fight. Sorry I'm starting so late. But I'm getting here when I can, man. I promise y'all. The boy be busy, man. The boy be busy all day. All right, so let me see. All right, boom. So the phone line is open. Make sure I got the phone lines open, because I got to hear from y'all in regards to this fight. Let me see what they saying in the chat. Peace unto you, Stephen X, man. You watching this fight this weekend? It's going to be a good one, so they say, right? Let me put this on the screen so y'all know what I mean when I say these things. Let's look at this card, man, because this card is a hell of a card. I saw, let me see, full share screen. Oh, hell yeah, man. Let me share the screen, man. This fight, man, I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. Good news and bad news about this fight. I will not be around for I won't be able to do my world famous immediate reaction like I normally do, because I will be in Florida this weekend taking the fam out to Disney, man. It's my daughter's birthday coming up, so I'm gonna take her out to Disney with the wife and the fam. So we're gonna have a good time while we out there. And I look forward to it, man. I've never been to Disney, so we're going to take her out. We're going to have a good time, and I'm going to come back home, be watching this fight at the hotel, and I cannot wait. I'm still going to do a live, though. I'll still do a live. Do I got time to do the... Yeah, I'll do a live. Probably won't be able to... Won't have no phone line open, but I definitely let y'all pull up on the panel, in and out on the panel. So let's talk about it, man. This card right here, in a word, we use this term all the time, stack, but this really is a stack card. Definitely for the people across the pond as well, too. Let me switch over. Here we go. Oh, damn, it's gonna be in the daytime like this. Oh no. So I'm gonna be, it's 6:15 Eastern. Shoot, I'm gonna probably still be walking around Disney or somewhere. I'm gonna be watching this on my phone, man. I ain't gonna be no good. Damn, bro. I'm gonna be watching this on my phone with the Bluetooth on. Because I think they do like a fireworks show at Disney at night. So I'm gonna have to watch that with the fam. But let's talk about some boxing, man. Let me share the screen over here. So the ring walks are expected to start 3:15 Pacific, 6:15 Eastern. All right. So all of us on the East Coast, it's an early fight for us, right? Which is good because these last couple fights, man, they've been late as hell, B. All right, Worley versus Clark. That's the co-main. That's the co-main feature. This is going to be a good fight. Well, if you're not a fan of the UK boxing, I don't know what you've been on because these guys been putting on and showing out. Opataya versus Massey. That's going to be a good one. Chris Eubank Jr. I got Opataya in that one, man. Massey's talented, but Opataya is just a different beast, in my opinion. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Zermeta. Chris Eubank Jr. is back, man. I don't know. Does Chris Eubank Jr. Does he have Bomac in his corner? Who's training Chris Eubank Jr.? Last time we saw Chris Eubank Jr., his trainer was going to prison. We're going to jail for bringing in the strap. He brought the blicky overseas, so that's going to be interesting. Shout out to Jerry the Terratask. He said chicken and dumplings, yatch. He said, you got Bivol? Really? Really? I don't know why I just thought you would pick Beterbiev because all those knockouts. For those who don't know this fight, I know some of y'all don't really watch boxing like that. Y'all just rock with me, and that's cool too. Shout out to student of Neely Fuller Jr. How about that? He said European males enslaved. With all due respect, that has nothing to do with it tonight. Student of European Fuller. I'm sorry, student of Neely Fuller Jr. And we talk about that on other episodes, but that's not tonight. No, you ain't see the title or the thumbnail. I don't know where you at. A little lost in the neighborhood tonight. It's cool. I'll walk you to the door though. Nah, you're welcome. You're welcome to be here, man. Stephen X, what up, Jerry? Terrataska, Big Tito. He said Martin Nash has ties to Diddy. He's the baby oil salesman. That means I sold a lot of bottles, bro. I sold 1,000 bottles. I'm a good salesman. That's a good salesman, man. What do you sell though? If I sold him the oil, and you know I sold him the oil, were you at the Diddy party? What were you doing? Were you selling ass or mouth? Were you selling ass or mouth? Or you keep typing, so I guess you were selling hand jobs, right? Good with them fingers. You was plugging them with your thumb, weird ass nigga. Anyway, I'm cool, bro. I'm good for this shit. I'm built for it. You not. That's why you in the chat and I'm hosting. Weird ass nigga. Rodney, what up? He said Wolverine in 10 rounds. Wolverine sleeps Bivol. You got him stopping him. Yeah, I knew it. We was gonna get some casuals in here. He said I was pimping your daughter. Nah, whatever. Nah, never heard of it. Now you weird. Now you're a pedophile. Now you're a pedophile, weird nigga. Here we go. Lisa said, Rodney, Hot Rod, what's up, nephew? Jared the Terrataska, he said, Bivol is a top pound for pound fighter, very disciplined, all around game, but I could easily be wrong. Better be a big puncher. Everyone knows that. Yeah, man, but can we say this to be fair? And y'all let me know, is each guy the other guy's best competition to this day? Has Bivol ever beat somebody as good as Beterbiev? I know some people are going to say, well, Canelo. But Canelo was not a natural light heavyweight. He's not a light heavyweight. So he's not used to this. So it's different. It's different. Let me see what they saying. Lisa, let me see you scroll up. Lisa says she said, scroll up. She said, still distant. Okay, you perfect. Did you pick your pick? Who you got? Who'd you pick in the chat? Who you got, Lisa? Who you got? Bivol or Beterbiev? Bivol or Beterbiev? Hey, look, man, I don't know, man. For me, I can't call this fight right here. I can't call it, and I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm very fond of both of these dudes. I think they're both hell of a competitors, man. Two undefeated champions going for undisputed, putting it all on the line. They don't have to do this. Never forget that. These guys at this level, when you're undisputed, when you're a champion, you're not even ranked in the other sanctioning body, so you don't have to do this. These guys are daring to be great, and I think that should be commended. So, give them a round of applause, man. But as the old saying goes, somebody has to go. Somebody has to go. That's crazy, man. They putting it on the line. Let me see the records. Let me put their records on the line again. Let me put these records on the screen. Box rec. Which is going to be crazy. Man, I don't like what they doing with box rec. Like, that shit is weird where the WBA is like, take all our champions and all our fighters off of. Really? After they've been rocking with y'all for all these years, free promotion. They can't even list the guys, your champ, can't even list your title on the screen. That's some weirdo shit stuff right there. Excuse my French. So, Beterbiev, or Beterbiev, however you say it, 20-0, 20 knockouts. That's, look at that, man. That stat right there. That's a stat, bro. 20-0, 20 knockouts. That's not easy to do. And I don't want to hear nobody say, well, I don't even know the first 15 of them. I only know the last 5. Bro, you can't knock out 15 dudes in a high school. You can't knock out 15 high schoolers right now. It's not easy to knock a grown or a person out, period, let alone a grown person who's training for this, professional fighter. See, I think this is why people don't give Bivol his credit, because they look at him like, okay, well, he's not a quote-unquote knockout puncher. Hold on, let me scroll back. Let me see something. Damn, they got Beterbiev number 2 in the world. And he got all the titles, but Dimitri Bivol is number 1 in the world in their division over here on BoxRec. That's interesting. The power, man. Will the power be enough? Or will skills pay the bill? I believe skills pay the bills, homie. Skills pay the bills. And Bivol got a lot of skill. He has a lot of will. That jab, man, that jab. Let me see the reach. I believe he got the reach too. 72-inch reach, 6 foot 7'2" reach versus Beterbiev, shorter man, longer reach. He's only tall about a half an inch and only has to reach by 1 inch. At this level, I don't think a 1 inch reach advantage matters for either guy. Not at this level. Not one, bro. This, they call him Wolverine, bro. He looks scary, bro. He like he know a secret. Like, I know something you don't know. Yeah, but like I was saying, at this level, man, this is 1 inch ain't gonna change everything. 1 inch ain't gonna change everything. At this level, 1 inch in height or half an inch in height or 1 inch in reach ain't gonna change it. Will Bivol fight off the back foot? Will he have that constant pressure? Will Beterbiev constant pressure? Will he run into something? He said, Jerry said he had no business fighting that. Canelo had no business fighting that 175. Interesting. I mean, he was a champion at 175 though, wasn't he? Then he beat Kovalev. Kovalev had just beat Anthony Yard. So he belonged in there, man. He belonged in there. I put the panel link out there real quick. I could take a couple people on the panel. No more than 4. No more than 4. 4 tops. 4 tops. Tone Deaf, he said he's shorter. That plays a role. It's a half an inch, Tone Deaf. It's only half an inch. Only a half an inch. Somebody said Bivol is training with Mike Tyson. Oh, I think he's gonna lose then. Sorry, Tone Dev. Shouldn't have told me that. If he training with Mike Tyson, he's gonna lose. Lisa Bell, she never fails. Talk to me.
What's going on, fam?
What's popping with you? How you feeling, fam?
Nothing, chilling. Let me cut the TV down. I picked Bivol. Listen, it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight for Bivol, but I think that Bivol, he throws a lot of combinations. Beterbiev can as well, but I think Bivol has the better footwork and he throws the combinations and he's faster. And I really don't think that he's going to be trying to trade off of them ropes. Because Bivol, to me, it don't look like he be stuck on the ropes like that. Mm-hmm. So he knows how to, and he uses his range and distance. To me, Bivol and Shakur has the best range and distance in as far as boxers right now. And I feel like Bivol is going in there. And he's going to make a statement. Bivol's never been knocked down either. I know Beterbiev has, but sometimes it could just be maybe a balance thing with him. But I've never seen him hurt like that. But Bivol, I saw him get clocked one time really hard from Joe Smith at the end of the round, but he stood up. He got shook and got shook from that shot, but he weathered the storm. It's not gonna be an easy fight. Now I know Beterbiev cuts the ring off pretty good because I was watching him fight Marcus Brown earlier, and to me Beterbiev is slower than Bivol.
You know what? And he's coming off an injury again, right? He's had 2 surgeries since the Brown fight, right? Then this fight get delayed because he tore his, what is it, Achilles, meniscus, or MCL, ACL? What did he tear?
Yeah, something. Yeah, I forgot. I have to look it up. I forgot.
Go ahead. I'm gonna look it up while you're talking. Go ahead.
Tore something. Yeah, and I know. See, Beterbiev trains like when he goes into training mode. It's like some crazy shit. Like I've seen him do push-ups with his fingers and all that stuff. So like when he goes into training mode, it's like nonstop. Like I said, I like both of them. But I just see Bivol being a little bit better as a boxer. And don't get me wrong, like Nephew was saying, like Beterbiev is a great boxer. I'm not going to say that. And I'm not going to say he don't fight on his toes or this and that. I just think Bivol is less war-torn. And if he's going to have to dig deep for this one.
Hey, look,
Beterbiev
I'm looking right
had
here.
A lot of energy.
Yes, I'm looking right here. And I think this is a key thing, too, that people aren't talking about. He's almost 40. He's 39 years old. Most of his prime year, which has, most people are past their prime when they reach that age. He hasn't been very active since 2022.
Right.
He fought once in 2022, once in 2023.
Right.
So this is gonna be his third
fight.
He
has a long amateur pedigree too. That's probably
no. I ain't talking about his age. Take the age part. I'm just listing all the things. He hasn't been that active. Fought once in 2022, once in 2023. Ahead of his second fight of 2024, he underwent knee surgery to repair a ruptured meniscus before this fight. We don't know how that's gonna look. Versus Bivol hasn't had a lot of injuries and he has been more active. He's younger. You know what it reminds me of, Lisa? It's the unknown, right? When you get a football player, right, who has a knee surgery, a running back, he doesn't make those cuts the same way. A basketball player doesn't make the cut the same way. Boxers, lateral movement, like is he gonna come to this ring with a knee brace on? He might have a knee brace on this fight, and we won't know until he step into the ring. Which could be very tough. I've never seen him
to my knowledge, but what I do know about him, and I saw it in the Marcus Brown fight, is the dude is relentless. He
Lisa, that Marcus Brown
You're
fight
fucking dog.
Lisa, that Marcus Brown fight was 2021 though.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying from his fight, whether it was Marcus Brown or Anthony Yard or Callum Smith or whoever, he always seems to, get the dub. But I don't think none of those guys are Bivol.
Nah, me neither.
If Bivol can withstand that type of pressure, you know what I mean? And I will say this, Beterbiev has fought better fighters than Bivol. So, I'm just trying to look at, the pros and cons with it. Mm. And what do you think?
Sure.
You kind of...
I thought they both fought good fighters. He fought Bivol. I remember he fought Zerto. Remember Shelton was big on Zerto. That broke his heart that night.
Yeah.
He thought Zerto was gonna pull it off. I know he beat Canelo. Who else? Those are the two main ones right there. Joe Smith Jr. That's a common opponent with both of them. He beat Joe Smith Jr. first. He beat Jean Pascal. He beat I forgot he beat Isaac Chilemba. That was an older Isaac Chilemba. Sullivan Barrera.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
He got some names on his record, man. He got some names.
No, he do. Yeah, he do.
He definitely got some names on his record. Even that last fight he fought against that guy Malik, that was a good fight. He stopped Malik, but he was very active, and people were talking about like, damn man, is he gonna get a stoppage? Blah blah blah, man. That was a good fight.
Bivol's a point fighter. He's not a fighter that's. Beterbiev is trying to take your head. You know what I mean? He's going for the knockout. Well, Bivol is a point fighter.
Has anybody dropped either one of these guys? Let me look right here. I can't remember. Let me see.
Bivol's never been dropped.
How about Beterbiev?
Beterbiev had,
Matter of fact,
been dropped about twice, to my knowledge.
Yeah, he did get dropped a couple times. Those knockouts, boy, are like it's like the Men in Black thing, the little equalizer thing where they zap you, make you forget everything. You forget everything once you get those knockouts.
And when he hit, it sounded like a fucking bullet, like a gunshot. I was like, damn. From his body punch. Now that's the thing. Beterbiev is a really good body puncher.
Yeah.
And he will hit you wherever, like kind of how Canelo will hit you on your arm or whatever. So, so that's the thing. Beterbiev, Bivol's gonna have to be on his fucking A game. Like, his blade got to be real sharp.
Hey, Lisa, why I got you up here? What's your take on Bud making demands for Teo, saying if you fight and beat Madrimov, then I'll fight you. Let's see how much you want to fight. Do you like that? Are you supporting that? Or you like, nah, man, we don't like that kind of stuff. Fighters telling guys, fight him, then I'll fight you. Because we seen guys do that before. Remember Floyd was telling Keith Thurman, fight Spence, and then I'll fight you. I don't think he ever was going to fight Keith Thurman. How do you feel about that? Fighters, playing matchmaker like for guys before they fight them.
Yeah, I'm not really into that. But I think Bud's just been talking shit over there to Teo. They've been back and forth. I haven't even really paid much attention to it. It's just like Teo's been calling him out and talking a lot of shit. So I guess finally he just said he had some time. I got some time now, so I'm going to respond to you. If I was him, I wouldn't even acknowledge it. You know what I mean?
Who?
But I guess he just... Yeah.
Well, he already did. That's why I'm asking you. So what you think about what he did? Do you think... Because I don't picture Teo going up fighting Madrimov. That's almost like... You gave him... It's almost like a jump off the building or shoot yourself in the head. Like, bro, those are not options.
Right. I wouldn't even, like I said, I don't agree with that either, with saying, well, if you fight him, you know, just, Bud is just, you know, pulling, you know, I think Bud just talking shit, fucking with him. Because, Bud right now is just trying to make his next move or whatever, you know. And Bud knows, listen, this guy is 2 weight divisions lower. So, I mean, I don't know. I just think Bud's just talking shit to him, you know. Yeah. Talking shit, and Teo's been talking a lot of shit. And Teo's trying to, and I didn't realize Teo had never even made, you know what I mean? Teo's trying to make that money. Yeah.
He ain't made no million yet. He's trying to make some money. He was
I
like,
was shocked.
I'm not.
Really?
I'm not at all, man. Because once you start seeing those contracts or those term sheets, and then you realize how many hands are in these pots, man, it's hard for these fighters to make money, man. Jadakid's got this song called "Why," and the first bar he said,
"Yeah, I remember why."
The first bar he said, "Why is Jadakiss as hard as it get? Why is the industry designed to keep the artists in debt?" And the same thing go with his fighters, bro. It's like it's designed to keep them in debt. It's designed to keep you. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? It's
and that's messed up. Yeah,
it's messed up. It's messed up.
It's messed up.
You'll be
I wonder how many
it's some YouTubers out there. It's some YouTubers out there, and they ain't even got to be as big as Jake Paul. They got more money in their pocket, liquid, than Teofimo Lopez probably got. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
I wonder how many fights he got left with Top Rank.
I don't know, but I remember he did that when he did an extension right before that Loma fight. Then he lost it. Remember?
Yeah.
He lost.
Then when he lost to
Kambosos. George
Kambosos. Yeah.
We wouldn't even know who Kambosos was, man. So it is what it is. I don't feel sorry for Teo though. I don't. He's an open racist, and and I would say I wish him the best, but I don't. I'll be lying. I don't wish him the best. I wish him nothing. You know what I'm saying? I wish him nothing. I don't wish death on the kid though. I ain't gonna be one of those people that be like, I was listening to some of these. I ain't even gonna say homie name because I don't want to put that on him because one day he might take that down or he might have a change of heart. But heard somebody say, "Man, I hope he die." I was like, "What?" Talking about Ryan and T. I'm like, "Nah, we can't do that." Man. I'm like, "Damn, man." I was like over a sport where he cheated and I'm sitting there reading the chat and I'm listening to him. I'm like, bro, I got to get out of here because I can't have that kind of stuff on my spirit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can't be out here wishing death on nobody like that, bro. Like that shit is like a boomerang. You feel me? You put that
That's
out
why
there,
I don't
put
read.
that out there, it come back to you. It's gonna come right back.
Back to you,
yeah. I don't deal with
That's
that.
why I don't really get involved in. You know how when the fighters be going back and forth on Twitter and all that, even though it's a public forum, I feel like it ain't none of my damn business. So I'm not one to really go back and forth and put my 2 cents in because I really could give 2 fucks less. You know what I'm saying? Life is just too short to be going over there, putting my 2 cents in. And I really have no idea.
Lisa, that's why
you know, because they just talking shit.
Somebody in the chat was talking about you. They said, I'm a Lisa Bell's guy. He said, I haven't seen her around. I miss hearing Lisa Bell. She doesn't come around to channels as much like during COVID. Well, you just heard why. You know what I'm saying? She just told you why.
Yeah. Tired of, it's just, like if I'm, like sometimes I just be listening, I'll listen on the TV, but it's like the negativity is just like too much. You too old
did
for
you
that,
say negativity or negativity? It sounded like you said negativity.
I said negativity. Oh, negativity.
I thought you said negativity. Yeah. If so, that's hilarious.
No, I'm just saying, like it's just too much. Like, come on, enough is enough. Like, if nothing changes, nothing changing. If the change got to be me.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't keep,
You said if nothing changed, the change got to be you?
I said, if nothing changes, so the change has to be me.
Yeah, I like that. Look at Lisa with the quote, feeling all philosophical tonight. Shit, I ain't mad at that. If nothing changes, the change got to be me, and I ain't mad at that, Lisa. Like, Lisa,
nothing
we
changes.
are growing up and getting
nothing
old.
changes.
Lisa, we are growing up right on camera,
maturing. Yeah,
and
exactly.
And some of these people aren't, and it's like, man, it's the same shit. Like, bro, I can't, bro. I can't do. I can't do no more quote unquote debates with niggas, bro. Like, that's why I just be like, all right, man, what you got to say? All right, let me take the next call.
Yeah.
But you can hear them sometimes.
Right.
Listen, that ain't good enough. They want the engagement. They want me to go back with them. Challenge me on my opinion. Nah, bro, that's your opinion. And then I challenge them just a little bit, just to see how it go. And I see how it go. And I see where it goes, where it always goes, straight to the gutter. I'm like, bro, this is
exactly
like what we doing.
And I arrived here in the throes of Mayweather Pacquiao prior to the fight happening. So I've seen so many wars here, and after a while, it's just you become war torn from it. Even though I'm not necessarily physically in a war, it's like that shit takes a toll on you after a while. It's like, come on, you know, and the back and forth, and this and that, and this and that. And then it's like, damn, I just want to enjoy boxing.
Right. And
sometimes you enjoy it better without listening to their negativity.
Yep. They taint it. A lot of these dudes taint the sport. What's up? What's up, Retro? Ace Retro, what up? I know boxing. What up? Tone Deaf, what up?
Hey, what's up, everybody? And the articles are negative too. The boxing media is negative too.
Oh, they the worst. They leading the way.
Yeah.
A lot of them dudes lead the way, but they have a lot of those dudes have agendas, man. And I found that out too. The more, you know what I found out, Lisa, the more I got into this side of the business, as far as like commentating and like far as talking to people who are promoters, boxers, agents, managers, trainers. It's like you know how they tell you shouldn't meet your hero. Not saying none of these dudes are my heroes, because they not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, but I look at it as almost like, you know how they say you don't want to see how they cook the food. You don't want to tour the kitchen at your favorite restaurant, so you'll probably never eat there again. That's what it reminds me of, man. It's like,
don't put nobody on no damn pedestal.
Nah, man.
Nope. Don't put nobody on no damn pedestal, because they're human.
Yeah, they'll let you down.
And they will fall short.
Yeah, people gonna let you down, man. They're humans. They're gonna let you down.
Right. That's why I don't put them on a pedestal.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna let me down, because they're not perfect. So I don't expect nothing of them.
Yeah. And plus, most of these dudes, I'm older than them anyway. You get what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
These are kids, man. Like, and they millionaire kids too. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, but it's like the more I learn about this thing, man, and start seeing how it works and finding out about, okay, wow, these YouTubers or these journalists or these networks, they have their own agenda, and they're gonna push their agenda and push for their network fighters and doing all these kind of these little weird games behind the scene, and I'd be just like, golly, man. But we all say we want to see the best fight the best. No, you don't. You don't,
no,
because you lose power. It's about power and control.
Exactly.
It's about power and control. And if I got a champion over here, or I got more divisions, or I got more champions, I got more power, I got more control, you got to see me. It got to run through me. And man, they just be holding.
And they got to keep that zero. Because when you keep that zero, when you keep that O, you're
the marketing.
They say you're, right. Which is really ludicrous, because that just happens in life. There's going to be, boxing is different. Right. It's not a team sport.
Absolutely.
We don't care how many times the Steelers lose.
Right.
Or the Cowboys, whoever, the Giants, who cares? It's a team sport, but boxing is different.
Yeah, well, believe it or
You know what I'm
not,
saying?
boxing, it does take a team. But you takes a team to get you ready. These guys ain't getting ready by themselves. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
I remember being in I remember hollering at Donito around the time of his fight. Room full of people, man. It was a whole team of us, man.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody had a role to play. You get what I'm saying? The trainer,
Right.
cut man, strength and conditioning, security. And look, I'm in there. All I did was the ring. Hey, look, I did the ring walk music and was doing interviews on YouTube. But I'm part of the team. You get what I'm saying? Like the ring walk music guy.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Everybody has a little role to play. And I remember I was thinking like, man, I ain't got no role to play. Just make a ring walk music. Kicking it with my homie son, and you know what I'm saying? No, he was like, I remember when he heard that song, he said, man, I just heard the song. Man, I'm about to go run 4 miles right now. I was like, I was like, wow. It was about like 11:30. Oh, matter of fact, it might have been like 11:30, 12 o'clock his time. It was like 1:30, 2 on my time on the East Coast. So it might have been like 1:30 on the East Coast. And he's like, yeah, and I just finished the record. I sent it to him. He called me back like in 3 minutes. I was like, damn, the song. I was like, you ain't hear the song all the way? He said, man, I ain't had to hear the rest of it, man. I played it twice already. I played that first verse twice. That's it. I'm going to run 4 miles right now. Thank you, bro. I was like, golly.
That was inspiration.
Right. Yeah. That's a role. That's a role. When you see those dudes, they be running behind them fighters, telling them they the best, you the best, you the greatest, you the greatest.
Yeah.
Man, sometimes you need that shit.
They need
that.
You
be feeling like I ain't got it. You be like Teofimo, they'll catch you on camera saying, do I still got it? Do I still got it?
Right.
They should have never caught that on the hot mic. I feel him why he was mad, but that, he was having a human experience. I troll Tio and clown him, but sometimes even then I have to take a step back. I'm like, he's a young man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna call him a kid. He's a young man because he's a father. So I mean, he's
he's a young man.
Yeah, he's raising a person, a whole human that's gonna be out here talking about life. So I gotta hold him to a higher degree. But dang, man, I felt for him in that moment because I thought he lost that fight. I was like, yeah, Sandor Martin beat you tonight, bro.
That was a Sandor Martin. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sandor Martin is tricky. Nobody looks good fighting him.
Yeah.
Who looks good fighting him? Nobody.
Nah.
He's just one of those fighters. Like Ray Robinson. Remember Ray Robinson?
Yeah, but he's
the
no
one
Ray
that
I'm sorry, but
with Bo Mackey. No, not not Sugar Ray Robinson. The one that used to fight with Bo Mack and them. Yeah, he's another one that's tricky. You don't look good against him. It's just his style. Yup, some fighters are like that.
All right, let me get your prediction on these other fights up here on this card. Who you got? You got Worley or Clark?
Oh, last time it was a draw. That was a really good fight.
Good fight, man. It's a UK classic.
Yeah, that was a real good fight. Yeah, that was a war. I'm gonna say Wardley will edge it, but it's still gonna be close.
Jaya Pattaya.
He got his nose broken.
Oh yeah.
Jaya Pattaya, of course, great talent.
He's a goods, man. How do you feel about the winner of this fight, of this Undisputed, either fighting Jaya Pattaya or Canelo coming up trying to fight one of those? Would you, or is it too soon?
Canelo fighting who now?
The winner, because we've been talking about two different scenarios, right? We've been talking about the winner of this fight between Beterbiev and Bivol, the winner possibly fighting Canelo. Canelo might want another bite at this apple, and that'll be a chance to be a 2-time Undisputed. He'll be in that special club, right?
Right. Well, I've never heard him say anything about Beterbiev. He said he wanted the Bivol rematch. I saw Bivol said something about he's not interested now. Canelo waited something. So I don't know.
Bivol not
how
interested?
True it is. Well, that's what he's saying right now.
Beterbiev said
no, Bivol.
Okay, Bivol said.
Oh, no. Beterbiev said, yeah. Right. But now he said that, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, let me roll through these and I'm gonna see if I can read some comments and I'm gonna call Jerry back because he called a couple times. I'm gonna get him on.
Okay.
Now, so let me ask you.
All right.
Eubank. So let me go through the rest of them. Eubank Jr., versus. Oh, so that's what I was trying to say before I forgot. The Turkey Al-Sheikh said he wants to see the winner of this Undisputed go up and fight Ja Pataya next. How do you feel about that? Or are we that asking too much for either guy?
It's up to the fighters. I know Bivol. I don't think Bivol wants to move up. I could see Beterbiev doing it before Bivol.
Yeah, 40, right? Or
yeah,
I can picture Beterbiev saying, "Yeah, I'll stay at light heavyweight and make this Canelo money. It's gonna be probably more biggest check he ever got type thing." You know what I'm saying? So I can picture him doing that. Me personally, man, I think sometimes, man, in boxing we put the cart before the horse too many times, bro. You can't look past the fight, because this fight could be an amazing fight, and you'll be like, I want to see that twice. You know what I'm saying? Everybody will talk about Spence Crawford, seeing that twice, and then and they got a rematch. Then you see that fight, it's hard to get people to buy that fight twice, because it was such a one. Right. Spence didn't win no rounds. If you want to give him any round, you can probably give him the first, because it was so evenly matched and nothing happened. But everything after that, it was a one-sided ass whooping the other way. This could be a one-sided ass whooping, or it could be 3 or 4 rounds on some Hagler Hearns type shit. I don't anticipate that, but it could be 3 rounds of that. Like, man, these guys going there. He got dropped, and then the fight is type shit. The fight is over. Excuse me, French. I'm trying not to curse. So it's so many different. So many different aspects, and I was just like, man, we got to stop looking past the fight that's in front of you. In the words of the undisputed great Jermell Charlo, fight the man in front of you. In front of you. Fight the man in front of you, man. That's country shit for real, right?
Right.
Yeah, you gotta fight the man in front of you first, man. You gotta fight the man in front of you.
Yeah.
He got that from his granddaddy. I don't care what nobody say. Okay, Eubanks Jr. versus Zermeta. And do we know if Bomac is training Chris Eubanks Jr.?
I don't know who's training Chris right now.
Bomac, you think Bomac went back
to
all
over the place? I doubt it.
If he don't have Bomac and he loses, or is not as impressive when he had Bomac, is that a feather in the cap, as in what they got going down over there with Omaha? Something in the water type shit? In a good way, I mean.
I mean, I don't know. Chris Eubank, if you follow his career, he's always been all over the place. So he's a question mark to me. Yeah. He's always beat to his own tune. I'll just say he'll win, but
Jr., I ain't even gonna hold you. I like this guy. He's entertaining. Like,
he's not his father.
Nah,
his father could fucking fight.
But he reminds me of his father, though. I mean,
he does.
As in, like,
way. Yeah.
He'll talk to you so calm and speak like this and say the most disrespectful, most insulting thing that you ever heard, Mike. Cheerio.
Right.
And I'll be like, yo,
he's very arrogant like his dad. Yeah, I agree.
Like, yo, I love Chris Eubank Jr., yo. Like, as far as the press conference, fight build up, this guy can talk, yo. He's charismatic. And keep in mind, he didn't have to do that. That's what I like about him, too. And, like, he didn't have to do this. Your dad is a legend, bro.
Right.
You could have found a way. He could have been a commentator and just made money off the boxing that way. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Could have got into business.
That's true.
There's so many ways to make money in this boxing without taking a punch. You know what I'm saying? He could have found a way just off his daddy's name alone. But he was like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing and I want to see what it's like, man. And he started late too. But boy, he surpassed, I ain't gonna lie, he surpassed all my expectations. You get what I'm saying? He surpassed my expectations. Because he beat guys, he's beating guys who've been boxing their whole life.
Yeah.
And he's a late bloomer. All right, Nicholson versus Chapman. I got Nicholson.
I'm gonna pick Nicholson. He's a pure boxer and
Death by 1,000 jabs. I got Nicholson.
Not a knockout puncher, but
She don't sit
But,
down. She don't sit down on that left like she should though. She love that jab. She's still amateurish with it, but she'll learn. She's still young. That's why they guiding her the right way. Tiana Brown, I think Tiana Brown's been calling her out heavy, and I got T Brown beating her.
Okay.
I think Shorty.
I know you're talking about.
She's a black girl out of Florida. Yeah. I think she a cop by day, and a boxer by night.
Oh, okay.
She nice.
Yeah,
man.
I know
She tough too. Undefeated, whooping ass.
And she's tough.
And she's the #1 contender. But I'm like, I never understand when people be #1 and keep asking for the fight. And I'm like, what happened to I can press for my mandatory? What's the point of being #1 if you can't make them fight you? But that's the business of boxing. Whitaker versus Cameron.
Hopefully that's next. Hopefully they're next.
It's not. Because I got a line on her.
Okay.
I got a line on Brown. It's not next. Nicholson, her team is not. But that's what when I talk to him next, that's gonna be what I'm gonna ask him. Why aren't you petitioning to be the mandatory? What happened when you did that?
Okay.
Because every time I hear people say Benavidez been Canelo's mandatory for X amount of time, I'm like, well, you got a lot of belts, so it's a lot of, when you got all belts, it's some floating around. He got a mandatory, you get a mandatory, but you also get a voluntary somewhere in between there, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
So but I was like, where's the petition for it? And then it just seems to me like the WBC is never gonna make Canelo do what the fans wanted him to do. I'll tell you what, that next WBC mandatory, he gonna get the fight real easy. And that's when we're all gonna say, like, damn, why you couldn't fight Benavidez? And then there's gonna be some fans saying, well, Benavidez should have stayed in position. Because that's what I was gonna say. I was one of those. Stay in position. Stay in position. Bud stayed in position.
Oh, okay.
Bud stayed in position, what, damn near 4 years, what, 4 or 5 years. Who's asking for that fight?
Right.
Got in position and stayed there. Whitaker versus Cameron.
Oh, I have been Whitaker.
Whitaker, nice, man. He big as hell too, man. I don't know what way he gonna end up at.
Right. I don't know what he is until he's tested.
Okay, and
but I know he, with the theatrics and all that. Yeah, but until I see him really tested, I can't really gauge him yet.
He's fun to watch though.
He's fun to watch. Yeah,
I see a lot of fundamental. Did you see his last fight? Yeah, he makes a lot of fundamental flaws because he plays with his food. He knows these guys ain't got nothing for him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's why I gotta see him tested. Until then, I'll just say he's a good what do you call it? Not contender, but prospect. Now, I don't know who this is.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. I was reading the chat. Somebody said I speak Spanish, so I know what they say. I speak Spanish. You know what? Who say? He said, "I'm a black man from Arkansas. I speak Spanish." Call in, Anthony. I seen you in the chat before. Call in, Anthony. Let's build a rapport. Call in. Well, Lisa, I don't know these last two guys. I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't know Alakel.
And
I know a lot. I know a lot of Gonzalez's, but I'm not familiar with this brother right here, Gonzalez right here.
I'm not familiar with those two young men.
But I will watch.
Unfortunately,
I'll probably.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, nope. I'm probably gonna miss their fight because I'm gonna be at Disney and walking around.
Okay.
So I'm probably gonna miss that one, but I probably will catch Whitaker. No, actually, I'm probably gonna miss most of these fights, man. I'm gonna be missing most of these fights. I'm gonna be full-time daddy mode at Disney, living my best life. But I will pull this phone out at 6:15 for these ring walks.
Yeah,
I'm not missing it. Is this a Turkey Island Sheep production? Because that means I get a concert.
Yeah, Ryder season.
Riyadh season.
I didn't hit Riyadh season.
Okay, that's cool. That means they're gonna that means they probably gonna do a concert. So I got an extra time. I got an hour in between.
I didn't see nothing about a concert this time, so I'm not sure.
How do you feel about those concerts in the middle? As a little intervention before we get to the main event, do you like those or you against them? And then I'll let you go.
I mean, not really. I just rather prefer to see the fight. Just moving on, you know. But I mean, I'm not putting the money up, so
there you go.
You know, they look at it. They look at it as an event. To
That's
them,
a
it's
real
a huge event. So, you know.
And that's how I look at it
You
too.
know,
Lisa. Like if I was in the building, for all the people saying I don't like these concerts. I saw my homie going off the other day. Hold on one second. And he was like, "Yo, we tired of these concerts. I don't know these people, blah 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 blah." And we told you that with the Eminem. I'm like, you told him that with the Eminem, but you weren't there. The people there, loved seeing Eminem. Like, bro, I ain't never seen Eminem live in my life. So I went to a Floyd Crawford concert and I got an Eminem concert. Just like a 2-for-1. So I think that works better on and that Bud Crawford and it adds value to the pay-per-view, I think. Especially if it's somebody you want to see. Now, I didn't know that group that performed at the AJ fight, but guess what? Who did? The people in the building did. It was a UK band.
Oasis?
Yeah.
Oh, they were huge.
Yeah, I know who they are, but I know who they are, but I don't be on my phone like Siri. I don't be on my phone. Siri, play Oasis. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that.
Yeah, I got you.
If you play one of their most popular hits right now, I'd be like, oh, I remember seeing this on MTV before I flipped the channel. Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Or then some people like Green Day. Like I love Green Day, but I don't love Green Day. I love a couple Green Day songs. When I hear it, I was like, I walk these only dreams down the boulevard of broken dreams. When the sea I walk alone, I walk my shadow's the only one. Man, that shit hard, man. It's a good lyrics. U2 got some good lyrics, man. There's some bands that got good lyrics, but I didn't. But you won't see me at the concert. But if I get a free concert of that at a boxing match, I'm not gonna be mad. If nothing else, I'll use that time to go back to the concession stand, go grab me. Go to the bathroom one more time. Go grab me a beer, refill my Coca-Cola or my pop, whatever y'all call it where y'all from, and go back to my seat. You know what I'm saying? That's some time to walk around. Those arenas are huge, man. It's a lot of sights to see. A lot of people there. So, but all right. So I ain't gonna hold you, Lise. Love you to death, man. Thanks for all you do behind the scenes and front of the scenes.
Love you more. All righty, I'll be in the chat.
Thank you so much for everything.
All right, peace. You're welcome.
All right, man. Shout out to Lisa Bell, man. Lisa Bell's never fails. Let me take another call, man. Anthony, call in real quick before I call Jerry back. I scared him. He ain't typed nothing since I told him to call in. Well, the phone line is on the screen at the top in the bright yellow letters, 404-692-1766, 404-692-1766. Call in, voice your opinion. I put you right in the mix and you can voice your opinion. Definitely want you guys to click that subscribe button if you just pulled up. Got to click the bright red button in the top right corner and you'll be a subscriber and you can pull up and talk to us. Had some trolls in here early, man. They was talking crazy, man. Pedophile stuff about my child. I was like, bro, I usually don't block people, but I didn't even block him. Stephen X did. Shout out to Stephen X. Lake County, what's popping, B? Lake County, that's where they found me. He said that American Idiot album was dope as hell, bro. Lake County, I didn't know you was into the music like that, man, because you always got some comments about some music. I got to do a.
I'll give you the $2. You give him the $2. All right, pay him the $2. Oh, pay the $2.
I need to do this hip hop conversation with you, Lake. I'm gonna shoot you an email, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call you real quick, Lake. I'm gonna call you in a second. Answer the phone. Shout out to homie Lake. All right. Shout out to Anthony Robinson. I don't know what you was talking about. Because neither one of these guys are Spanish though. Anthony Robertson, Beterbiev, nor Bivol are Spanish. You see their flags right there by their name? Tex Tech said what Bud did to Spence look criminal. Criminal beatdown. Well, they said it was gonna be a quote unquote slavery beatdown. They said it was gonna beat him like a slave, didn't it? Messed up, but that's what they said. I don't agree with that. Y'all know I ain't like none. I didn't like none of that, man. I remember BLTB started that Top Rank Toby thing, and I didn't like that. But I ain't like nothing. I didn't like it. What's up, Jerry?
Hey, what's up? Let me turn it down. What's up, man?
What's popping, my guy?
First thing I want to clarify is the fight, Bivol. It's next Saturday at 6, and it's on ESPN Plus. Is that right?
It's this Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday upcoming.
Yes. Where is the fight at?
No. The fight isn't shit. What's today? Is this Saturday not?
Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah, but I thought it was next weekend.
Oh no, it's this Saturday, man.
It's this Saturday.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be in Disney, man. I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna. Actually, I'm not gonna miss it. I'm gonna be on my phone because
you'll catch it.
Yeah, man. Shoot, Jerry, I got PTSD like a motherfucker, bro. I ain't gonna be all over that arena, that theme park like that. I'm gonna be out there like this, looking at the Mickey Mouse. Be watching the Mickey Mouse. I'm gonna be intimidating that nigga probably.
So
standing over there.
Saturday.
Hey, look, Jerry, I'm 6 feet, man. I'm gonna be standing over the Mickey Mouse like, take the picture and keep it moving, dog. We got a lot of. I gotta go meet the princesses too. Hurry up, dog. We ain't here all day. Hey, kid, you want a minute? Man, if you don't speed this shit up, I got a fight to watch, homie. Okay.
This Saturday, 6 o'clock, that's on the ESPN Plus. Is that right?
Yeah, as far as I know, but I don't know if they moved this to pay-per-view. Like, is the other card still on pay-per-view? Because remember, Shakur was going to be on this card. I don't know, but I'm gonna find a way to watch it, Jerry. I'm
trying to find a way. I'm gonna watch it.
You gonna support this? You gonna support your sport? That's what you gonna do, whether it's free or whether you buy it. No, you ain't tired of talking about it because you love it.
No, I'm tired of buying them.
But you ain't tired of talking about it.
In this month.
You need to know it. You need to know what's going on. You got to buy it. Okay, here we go. Let me share the screen. Okay, the undercard. Okay, let me see. When was this updated, this article? October the 6th. So as of 2 days ago, big fight week. You will not be able to watch the Beterbiev Bivol fight on the Zone or on the pay-per-view. That fight is exclusively on ESPN Plus in the United States.
Get it?
Yeah, man. So look. Shout out to us, man. The UK be cracking, bro. They be popping, bro. That's what I was telling people. I was like, man, we need to go over there for a fight one time because if nothing else, go over there for the fight experience and you can still buy the fight for $20. Now I heard somebody tell me, Mark, if I travel all the way to the UK, I'm going to the fight. I'm going in the building. I was like, okay, that's cool.
Well, this is what I got to say about the fight. I'm picking Bivol, likely by decision in an 8-4 type of affair. I wouldn't be surprised if he sweeps the first 7-8 rounds. The fight, if it's going to get dicey for him, I think it'll be in the last 4 rounds because he's very good defensively, Bivol, but it's a 12-round fight. Everybody knows Beterbiev has the power, and I see it like I say, if it gets dicey for Bivol, I think it'll be late. But Bivol, in my opinion, is maybe in the top 5 pound for pound list. He is a super disciplined fighter. That's why he was able to beat Canelo. He wasn't just bigger, but he was very disciplined. He'd go in, fire off his straight shots, and he'd get out. He wouldn't get greedy. And he's very fundamental, like a lot of these Eastern European fighters. But like a lot of these Eastern European fighters, him and Beterbiev could walk down a city street with purses on, holding each other's hands, and I don't think anybody would know who they were. I mean, when you talk about undefeated world champions,
look at these 2 gay white dudes right here with all the muscles, man. Look at all these 2 gay white dudes right here. I ain't gonna say nothing to them, but you see them.
They're about as unknown as elite athletes could possibly be, really.
Of course.
They really are.
Look, that's how you find out a lot of your favorite quote-unquote content creators, especially boxing content creators. They're not even talking about this. This is huge, bro. This is huge.
It's significant.
I'm not a quote-unquote full boxing channel. That's why I don't have boxing in my title of my channel, and I don't talk about boxing all the time. I love boxing, but it's my favorite sport. But bro, I just gotta be honest. The motion be slow in the ocean with this boxing shit, bro. It's slow. Like they'd rather talk about Tank and Haney not fighting than talk about the fight in front of you. You got a good fight in front of you, man.
That's a good point. But it's always been that case to a relative degree with a lot of foreign fighters. Because Eubank, like you were talking about Eubank, his dad, people knew about him here. And I was a boxing fan when he was an active fighter. But he wasn't known, like Michael Nunn or James Toney or any of his contemporaries, really. He was big over there.
Fight a lot, but he wasn't fighting them like versus the flip side, Joe Calzaghe. He was like that too. But once he started fighting those American guys, bringing them over there for them big paydays, he was out of here. He was out of here, and he kept beating them over and over. But then he retired.
It was a slightly different era, and Calzaghe came to the States too. But let me add a little controversy.
Who did Joe Calzaghe fight over here?
Hopkins.
No, he fought Hopkins over there. Fought Roy over there. Fought Jeff Lacey over there. Absolutely. I remember watching that one in real time. He fought all them guys in his backyard because that was where the bag was at. It made him an offer he couldn't refuse. That was my Godfather impersonation.
It's probably not fair, and I know Lisa might take a little umbrage, but I know there was adverse findings in his blood work in his last fight.
It was?
And
that was before the fight. Right?
Yeah.
But
and this guy's 40 years old. Looks like he's carved out of stone, and a lot of old juice heads have connective tissue injuries because the steroids and stuff build the muscle, but they can't strengthen the connective tissue, so they wind up blowing out their heels, they wind up blowing out their shoulders, and they have connective tissue, meniscus.
Oh.
And you've seen this with running backs in the NFL. Their thighs are like, 33 inches around. But the knee, the connective tissue, the tendon is what it's always been, and that's all it's going to be. And that's what gives out. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see a retirement in this fight from Beterbiev after getting outboxed and outworked over 7 or 8 rounds, and then, my back, my shoulder, something like that. I could be dead wrong about that. It's just a hunch. But if I had to bet, and it's not fair, I admittedly, if someone's never tested positive, it's not fair to put that jacket on them. I know that. But if I had to bet, if someone asked me, would you bet that he did or didn't or hasn't, I would probably bet that this guy's probably been on the juice.
Oh my God, Jerry, put a case on it. But Jerry, to be fair, you, as well as my good brother Pure, though, you guys think everybody on something, right?
Yeah.
So you end
up. That's why I'm never surprised when anyone tests dirty. It never surprises me, even the women.
But
I'm never surprised.
So by your logic, then it's a fair fight. If you think he's on it and you think Bivol is on it, it's a fair fight.
Well, I don't know that Bivol is.
Well, you think everybody's on something, though, right?
Well, theoretically speaking.
Except the guy you picking.
Certainly not every
except
single.
the guy you picking, he's clean. Come on, G.
Nah, because I got no stake in the fight. I don't care who wins. Let the best man win. Yeah, and again, Beterbiev has never tested dirty. So,
but it goes with your confirmation bias, though.
It's maybe, I just, looking at it from a whole, like I say, I if someone asked me if I would bet, just like with Manny Pacquiao, if someone asked me would I bet that Manny used steroids, I would say, yeah, I wouldn't bet that he did.
You never heard of it.
Man, you better put
some respect. He never tested dirty either, but
come on now.
I don't see it as a matter of disrespect. I've seen a guy go from 118 pounds to walking down welterweights and his body ripped to shreds and his head on swole, would not take the test for the Mayweather fight. There's a lot of circumstance. You see what I mean? And the Philippines has been known as a hotbed for steroids and cosmetic performance enhancers.
You never heard of it.
I'm putting a case on the white man. No, Jerry, you cannot do that. The Philippines
Yeah,
been
you
a
can do
hotbed. No, America is the hotbed for steroids. We
Well,
got
seemingly.
we got designer roids. We invicted Victor Conte over here. Don't do that to the
Seemingly.
Philippines.
The
I'm
Russians
about to
have
call
been using
Nonito right now.
steroids.
I'm about to call
since
Nonito
the
and Rachel
70s.
right now. I was like, I heard you guys are from the hotbed of the steroids.
Well, the Russians have been using steroids since the early 70s. It's deep over there. You should know that.
Yeah. You ever seen that documentary called Icarus?
No.
Oh my God, bro. It breaks down the whole shit. And the guy actually gets the steroids, and he has the guy on the inside that does the test. Find out how they do it. Man, we found out how the Russians was how they was cheating in the Olympics, bro. They had built a tunnel next door to the Olympic facility, so we would just go over and change the piss out in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a famous story where the Russian weightlifting coach was in a bar during the Olympics, and their weightlifters were outperforming everybody, and he got to drinking, he got on the fire water, and he told one of the American coaches, the reason we're beating you guys is because all these guys are on steroids. And then the U.S. started, now I heard Russia was recently disqualified from Olympic competitions because of more steroid use, but I don't want to get too far down that rabbit hole.
No, we here now, which is a great segue, Jerry. I've been hearing a lot of people going in at the Haney kid lately, right? And we talked about it briefly on the episode, and I'm gonna do a video drop in full because I think it's a lot of things people still don't know about that. What's your take on it? Have we talked about that? I know I talked to a lot of people about it. Did you say it was cool? You agree with him suing, or you like, nah, that was some pussy shit?
Nah, I think he has grounds for a lawsuit. I don't know why anyone would think otherwise. This guy can't buy a fight now. His marketability dropped significantly from what I can see. We've seen the purse bid. No one showed up. One promoter nobody ever heard of bid like $1 million. Like
never heard of it.
No,
and he tried to fight this guy.
I thought Bob Aaron got it for like some Atlanta Braves tickets and 2 blow pops or some shit.
Yeah. Well, I heard it was some off the beat promoter. Nonetheless, that got bypassed. And they said he wanted to fight this guy Pero. He said he wanted, what I heard, $4 million, which doesn't seem unreasonable to me. The guy Pero, I hadn't seen him fight. I didn't see his fight against Matias, but if he beat him, he must be pretty damn good.
Yeah, he boxed his head off. He can box. He boxed.
Okay, so
but Matias was a one-trick pony too. And and for the record too, Bob Arum did win that purse bid for $2.4 million. It was going to be a set, and it was no other bidders. 70-30 purse split, with 10%. So the winner got the bonus money. So Haney would have got 1.5. Martin would have got like 600,000 if the fight takes place.
Well, with that being said, then they couldn't make the Pero fight, which seemed to me to be reasonable money, and it showed that Haney was willing to come back against a quality opponent. And so in the fight, Ryan missed the weight. This is well known. That's a big deal for me. I don't think a lot of boxing fans have put enough significance on that because the stories about the PED. Mm-hmm. But if Ryan goes in there and he makes weight, or even if he misses weight, because Devin already knew that he missed the weight, and he doesn't test positive, which Haney didn't know that he was positive in the ring. And what did he do? He tipped his hat to him. He was like, yeah, man, I've never been out competed like that. He said something like that. That's all you can do.
He said, I've never been on. He said, I knew something wasn't right. He said this, keep in mind, this is after the fight, after the PED thing. He does that. It was a late night. They brought him on Sports Center. And all I remember doing an episode about that night, Jerry. And I remember saying, hey, damn, this is what it takes for boxing to get on Sports Center in prime time.
Well, of course.
Get an in-studio. Hey, look, in-studio too. Not no Skype or you cut your camera on or we'll send somebody out with a camera and production. No, bro. You in studio talking about Ryan Garcia cheating and beating you.
Yeah, and my point is this. Haney tipped his hat to Garcia that night in the ring. You know, he wasn't talking none of that. But once he learned that he tested positive, like anybody, he thought, look, this guy done missed a weight. And he took these performance-enhancing drugs.
And he bullshitted throughout the whole promotion. He didn't even promote
and
the
of course
fight. He didn't even promote the pay-per-view. He literally sabotaged the pay-per-view. Remember, he sabotaged the pay-per-view? People didn't want to go to buy a fight ticket because we didn't even know if Ryan was going to show up. They had Arnold Barbosa on stage. See, people got short memories, bro. So, Jerry, why do you think we are doing this, though? And I remember you said this one time. You was like, I hate to say it, but Mark, it seems like the brothers just going against him. I was like, thank you, Hogan. I was like, thank you, Hulkamaniacs. The way you said, brother. The way you said, brother. Hey, brother. Yeah, my Hogan.
Man, it ain't just
he ended
the
up being a racist, though,
so
that's not a good thing.
98% of the people I hear don't have his back. But that's because, like a caller said on your show a week or so ago, people can't see past themselves. If it doesn't happen to them, let that shit happen to them, and you'll hear whining like you had never heard. Tim Bradley just recently said that Devin was soft. I remember Tim Bradley crying like a little baby girl because people didn't think he won the Pacquiao fight.
Oh, and he had suicidal thoughts. Remember, he said, I was suicidal after that. I had to go back home. They booed me. I thought they was going to cheer. Even in his ring, he was like, well, I got to go back home and look. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said that on camera in the ring. He was like, well, I got to go back home and look at it. What you mean, go home and look at it? You was just in the fight. What you mean you don't? It's like he don't think he won. Like, or he was just trying to be humble. I don't know. But I just knew once he said it was another fight after that, or it was sometime later in the interview, and he was like, man, after the Manny Pacquiao fight, I got death threats and this, that, and the third. Well, I don't remember. I just remember he said I was feeling suicidal.
Yeah, crying, straight up crying about it. And then he's got the nerve to say Devin Haney is soft. I've seen that man get knocked down 3 times. He got up every time. That's a mark of a champion right there. When you know you've been bested, but you still get up and you don't quit. Now, you know my problems with Haney are well documented, but this ain't got nothing to do with that.
Nothing to do with that.
This is in the ring and what's fair. And people can't see past themselves. They don't know if they get cheated, then you'll hear them crying like a little baby without being cheated out of millions of dollars, right? This guy's career might be ruined due to the perception of what happened into that fight. And like I said, if they got a history of close competing, if Ryan beats him fair and square, all you can do is tip your hat and say, okay, maybe let's run it back, or, good job, whatever, which seemingly that's what Devin Haney did in the ring. But like I say, once he found out, he was also dirty, and make no mistake, and it really gets tiring hearing people try to act like off the ring doesn't give you an advantage.
Okay.
That's ridiculous talk.
That's why
it doesn't guarantee you you're going to win.
It's banned. It ain't
That's
banned.
Why it's banned.
It's not banned for. Well, we don't want you to get gray hair too quick, or erectile dysfunction, or back acne. They don't care about back acne and erectile dysfunction and your testicles getting small and getting gray. They don't. No, it's going to help you in this fight. It has things in it that can do things.
Right. Now, it doesn't guarantee anyone a victory. There's been several fighters like Vargas that got stopped by De La Hoya and he tested positive. I mean, that's happened. But
nobody cares if the guy wins the fight. Like AJ fought the Nordic Nightmare, Helenius. He got criticized for, he was like, well, Wilder knocked him out in what, 1 round? Or 2, was it 1 round or 2 rounds? 1 round, Wilder knocked him out. But but AJ, he went 7 rounds. I said, well, he didn't pop dirty with Wilder. He popped dirty with AJ. Who knows if he didn't have that stuff in him, maybe AJ would have knocked him out in the first round.
Yeah. But it's late here, brother, as you know, and I do want to touch on one other thing.
Cool.
This Lopez, Bud Crawford thing. You got Lopez saying he wants to fight Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford saying, well, you got to fight Madrigal. You got Bud wants to fight Canelo, and Canelo's telling him, you need to fight Lopez. It's very clear what's going on here. Lopez, to be fair, if you watch that full clip unedited,
you can see Teofimo Lopez tells Canelo in Spanish to say that. In Spanish, he tells him, he says, man, tell him to fight my son, like blah, 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 blah. So that was like Canelo giving a shout out, like, and he laughed. He was like, what? Okay, tell him what? And he asked, so he clarified what he wanted Canelo to ask. Canelo,
well, I get
Crawford.
that, but
so
he still said it, and he said it a couple of times. But my point is this. What's clearly at stake, what's going on here, Lopez, to me, is not just wanting a big payday like all fighters do. He seems to be in desperate want of it, like he's maybe going to cash out. Like if he could get Tank or Crawford to fight him and he can get the money, I don't know, something. I know he got divorced recently. He hasn't made a lot of money, relatively speaking, like you were talking about. Relatively speaking, he hasn't really made all that much. And if she
those are his words too. Those are his words. He said, I've never left the fight with $1 million. Like I've been taking home like about the most I took on after the fight was like 700,000. I think he said another fight was like 400,000.
You know,
I think he said like 400,000 after the Loma fight and 7 after Josh Taylor, something like that.
Right. Now he's going about it the wrong way.
Money? What happened to the Cambosa's money though? Why he leave that out? Because
I don't think he got much for that fight.
Well, that means he turned down all that money to fight Devin then. Because on paper, that's what he was on Punch Drunk Boxing and other places saying. Like he was like, look, they're gonna offer me all of this money. Remember, Triller won the purse bid, but then then T.O. got COVID. They pushed the fight back, and then Cambosa was like, "Nah, we ain't pushing this fight back no more. You either gonna pay me or give up that IBF title. I'll fight you."
Yeah,
he fought him in New York, like so. And they moved the date. One time because of Floyd.
It was like a whole year that went by,
bro. It was crazy.
Aaron really wasn't on board with that Cambosa's fight.
He was not.
Number one. And number two, Haney had signed with a rival promoter. So that was going to make that fight a little harder to make for sure. But
Aaron wanted that Loma rematch. That's what they wanted. They wanted him to do a rematch with Loma.
Likely in-house, right.
And which would have been a great fight and a great rematch because Loma started coming on at the end of that fight. Tio looked like, I don't know if he gassed out or he started getting confused, but people forget that wasn't a one-sided ass whooping. Loma did the same thing he did with him that he did with Devin. He started coming on in them later rounds. You know what I'm saying? And made it like, damn, bro, it's a close fight. And whoever wins this last round wins the fight. And Loma in both fights, Loma lost that last round.
See, I didn't think the Lopez fight was that close myself. Because Loma didn't throw any punches for like 6 rounds.
Yeah, but once he came on, he started winning. But I thought T.O. could have lost that last round and still won the fight, but his dad didn't.
Well, even the rounds that Loma, people think he won, what I seen was a couple 30-second spurts. And to me, it was still debatable if he even won those rounds because, he just didn't put in enough work in that fight for me, not even close. And the same thing with the Haney fight, but he did do better in the Haney fight. But I thought, again, not enough work from Loma. But nonetheless, Bud Crawford is not going to fight Teofimo Lopez. And from where I'm standing right now, I don't think Canelo is going to fight Bud Crawford unless Turk comes up with that bag. If he comes up with that bag, I think he will fight him for that money. But I don't think he's going to want to pay that type of money.
I don't think Turkey Al-Sheikh want to see that fight. He's a boxing fan like us.
Well, he's always championing it. Always talking about Crawford and Canelo.
Oh, I thought you was talking about Crawford and Teofimo.
No, nobody really going to give Lopez a chance against Bud Crawford. And now that he's pissed Bud Crawford off, that's probably the worst thing you could do. You know what I mean? That's not the type.
We know how that go. We know how that go.
Yeah. You don't want to get under
41 fights in now. Like, we know how that go. 41 fights in, bro.
Yeah. He fights with a chip on his shoulder anyway, even if he likes you. If he don't like you, it's the worst thing you want.
It's the worst, bro. Oh, my God.
Plus, even if he wasn't mad at him, he's just better than Lopez. The only thing I can say in Lopez's defense, which is true, it's his 2 big step-up fights. He performed really well. But then he's got these inconsistent fights in between where it's like you don't even know if he won that fight. against, on paper, lesser opponents, you know? And nobody wants to really see that. Only one who really wants that fight is Lopez.
I hate when people say that. No, the biggest fight is your first fight after you win that. The biggest fight is winning the title, right? And then he won that big Lopez fight on the biggest stage, homecoming fight, New York City, bro. You lose to George Kambosos after talking all that ish about Devin Haney for 2 years. You get beat up by a guy that, like I said, most people would not know who he is right now if it wasn't for Teofimo Lopez. They didn't watch the Mickey Bay fight. You get what I'm saying? When we found out with some of us.
I never heard of him prior to that fight.
It never heard of it.
I remember Lopez getting a lot of criticism for even fighting him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, why? How do you fight Loma and then go and fight this guy?
Mickey Bay at that time.
Yeah, and I was a close fighter because I watched that on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that wasn't no landslide victory. But to me, you know, I've been watching boxing long enough to know that upsets are a big part of the sport. They're one of the things that draw me to the sport. In my personal opinion, I think Lopez beats Kambosos 9 times out of 10. That night, he didn't. And what can you do?
Well, he lost how about this? He lost the first out of those 9. You say you beat him 9 times out of 10? Well, he lost the first one and didn't even want to try another 8. He was like, I had a hole in my throat the size of a marble, the size of a golf ball, size of a tennis ball, size of every time he told the story, the hole in his throat got bigger. I thought he was at a Diddy party. Damn, put a case on it.
Well, take Loma. Loma claimed that his shoulder was injured in that fight, right? Yeah. When he fought Lopez. But if you watch Loma, every time...
I ain't buying it. That nigga was throwing them punches.
Every time he fights, before he comes out for the first bell, he turns to the corner, he puts his hands on the top rope, and he drops all of his body weight.
He drop it like it's hot. He dropped it like that nigga be in that like.
Now, man, if you got a tore up shoulder, would you do something like that?
Hell no, it hurt to hold your arms up. But also too, if I got a messed up shoulder, I probably don't make it 12 rounds and have my best rounds at the end of the fight. How you had your best rounds at the end of the fight? You should have had your best rounds early.
Exactly. What, did it start feeling better as you got deeper into the fight? No.
It never heard of
really sharp. He was really sharp that night.
Patient, and he was very patient.
He was patient and he was sharp, and Loma was reluctant to get in the way of his punches. He just was. That's why he was keeping
strong,
his hands at home.
You know, that's the first fight I ever bet money on, like the online betting. I remember calling the homie Mike on Sports. Shout out to Mike on Sports. If y'all are not subscribed to Mike on Sports, MIKE on Sports, go subscribe over there. That's my guy. Super cool dude. One of the first people that ever gave me a chance out here. You know what I'm saying? Let me pull up on the show and get my bars off. Also, I made the show intro to a show. So if you like that intro, let me know what y'all think, man. 4 years strong. I've been rocking with Mike. He never bended, never faked, never broke, never folded. Treyway, nigga. Like he stayed down.
For me right now, the key things I'm looking at is who's Canelo going to fight next? And who is Crawford going to fight next? Because the Turk said not too long ago he doesn't think Crawford wants to fight anybody other than Canelo. But in the last 2 weeks, you're hearing about this.
But Crawford never said that, and that's why I always reserve judgment. You remember I used to say that? I was like, but I ain't never heard Crawford say that, and I didn't hear Bo say that.
Right. I reserve judgment too.
Coach Red say
but
that.
Every time I see Bud Crawford nowadays, he's saddled up with the Turk. I don't think the Turk is just shooting blind ducks. And when he says that, he's getting that from somewhere. Because Eddie Hearn also said he doesn't think Crawford's going to fight again, period. Because I think Eddie Hearn doesn't think
something too, being in some of these circles too, though, bro. I ain't been in that circle that high with Turkey Al-Sheet, but I will tell you, a lot of times we just gonna kick it, man. You know what I'm saying? I need to get you to, I need to like you, and I need to see if you like me, and I need to see if it's genuine before we even do that. So it's always a lot of politicking and kicking it before we even talk business, because I really ain't even about to talk business with you. I got somebody that talk business with you. But also, I give you an idea of what I want, and I can picture Crawford probably telling him, man, that's the fight I really, 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 really want. But I don't think it's Canelo or retire at this point. The kid is too sharp. He's living his dream right now. Like, he's the guy. He's the apex predator, bro. Terence Crawford is the
Well,
guy.
that's what I was getting
not
at.
in his division. In the sport of boxing, it's like when you think of boxing and the guys who are the guys, it's only a couple names, bro. It's only a couple names, and even people that are casuals, they might still say another name, and you got to tell them, well, you know, he just lost. Like, oh yeah, they might. Well, I still fuck with AJ though, man. You know what I'm saying? I still fuck with him. Sure. I don't know a lot about Daniel Dubois, man. AJ will beat him in a rematch. They telling me that all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's where I was going with it. The WBO has ordered some negotiations or something with him and Fondura. I think Spence is done. That's why that fight is not being talked about, really. I don't think Spence is going to fight again. I think he's just too gone. And Fondura, he said several times now he wants to fight Bud Crawford.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I've heard him say. He said it that night in the ring in the Zoo fight. But
in the post-fight press conference, but in the post-fight, hold on, Jerry, I don't mean to cut you off, but in the post-fight press conference for that very same fight, I don't know if you remember watching the show that night. I played both of them. I played what he said in the ring, and then I played what was said in the post-fight press conference. And it's almost like, what's his manager name?
His promoter, the Mexican dude or whatever.
What'd he say? But regardless, his handler, let's just say the handler. I'm having a brain freeze, y'all. It's late. Somebody gonna tell me Fondura's handler though, in the chat. But his handler was like, had already been on the Boxing Voice, and then after the fight, he went on the Boxing Voice. Shout out to Ness and the Boxing Voice, all the fam over there. They be crazy as hell, and I disagree with them all the time too. But no, bro. That's not the plan that they want
that's
for
his
him.
promoter. I'm
Samson,
talking about
thank you. Samson Lekowitz. Thank you, Lisa. Samson Lekowitz.
I doubt his promoter wants him to fight Bud Crawford.
Of course not. That's what he said. He said it on air. He was like, but he was talking about Spence is the bigger fight, Dallas Stadium. Bud ain't gonna get 80,000. And I remember going on this show, same show, right here. And I told you and everybody else that would listen, I said, we don't know if Spence can put 80,000 in Dallas Stadium again. Not after what we just saw July 29, 2023. You don't just jump right back into that. You build back up to that. And he was like, nah, homie, I don't do lines. But it was like, bro, you trying to cut the line. I don't do lines. I thought that was witty, too. When he said, I don't do lines. It was like, right, you don't do lines. You know, Spence like his drink. He don't do lines. You get what I'm saying? See, Spence is funny, bro. He is funny. That was a double entendre. He said, I don't do lines.
Yeah, but if you notice, you ain't hearing nothing from Spence. Ain't nobody even talking about that. That fight was supposed to be, it's an in-house fight.
He's training. Maybe he's training. Like, maybe that fight is going to be January, February, because they gotta do something. Like, Bud got to decide what he's going to do, and they have to either come to an agreement or go to purse bid. And I think the clock is ticking. What's the last date? Should be any day now.
Coming up. Yeah.
Was it the 31st? No, it shouldn't. It wasn't the 31st of October. It couldn't have been last week. But it's coming up. Somebody gonna tell me in the chat. Yo, somebody in chat, let me know when is Crawford Fondura purse bid. Matter of fact, I'll Google it myself. But go ahead, Jerry. While you talk.
While we're at it, let's kill this noise that I'm also hearing. People saying Bud Crawford should fight David Benavidez. That's asinine talk.
For what? David ain't got nothing to bring to the table.
Well, I mean, it's asinine for several reasons. First off,
he's at light heavyweight now, right?
He's at light heavy. He's basically a small heavyweight walking around and cutting to 175, 168. Bud Crawford ain't going to fight him, man. That's unfair to ask this guy to move up 3 divisions after moving up 3 divisions and fight a monster like that. That's just ridiculous, man. He wants to fight Canelo, and I heard him say it out of his own mouth, money. And nobody should be mad at him. No.
He said for the legacy, but also for the money. But at this point...
I heard him just the other day. Money. Yeah. Straight up, money. Yeah, and nobody should be mad at him for that, because that's what fighters fight for.
But also, too, Jerry, his legacy is solidified, though. It's not like he's not a guy
his legacy's already solidified.
He's a 4 division.
Even if he never fights Canelo.
Bro, he's a 4 division 3-time
I know what he is.
No, some people don't know, Jerry. Let me get these bars off. 4-division, 3-time lineal, 2-time undisputed. That's a lot, bro.
Of course it is. Him and Canelo, both of them are first ballot Hall of Famers. So there's really nothing much more they can do.
And he's the first man to be undisputed in 4-division champ. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
The only thing they can do is damage their legacy. This is why Canelo is not so keen on the fight, because Bud Crawford's right when he says, I'm a threat to his legacy. Because both of them are first ballot Hall of Famers. They don't need to fight each other, and there's nothing more they can do. After you retire, that's all you can do is be a Hall of Famer, a first ballot. That's all that's left. And they're both already that, right? So, you know, the talk of him fighting Benavidez is, to me, as silly as the talk of Lopez fighting Madrimov. It's even more sillier because that's only 2 divisions, and Benavidez is 3 or 4 divisions. It's just ridiculous talk. But Crawford does not need to fight him, and there's nothing to be gained by fighting him. There's no money there. I'm not mad at Bud Crawford for wanting to fight Canelo for the money. Why wouldn't he? That's what they fight for. They fight for money. Bud's made pretty good money in his career, but I don't know if he's ever got that super high-end payday. And yeah, if he beats Canelo, you got a crown of jewels. And if he should beat Canelo, that's like putting the Hope Diamond on top of a crown full of jewels. You see what I'm saying? So his legacy stands to go up even bigger if he could get that victory. Canelo, on the other hand, to me, if he loses to Bud, as good as Bud is, he would have moved up 3 divisions, 6 total, and that's a bit of a legacy killer, if you ask me. He'll never live that down. Even if that fight's close, people will be like, he struggled with a welterweight. He'll get a lot of criticism for that. But from Canelo's mouth, if he gets the money that he wants, he says it's easy work. I don't think he believes that because I've heard him talk about Bud Crawford. He knows what Bud Crawford is. So I don't think he really thinks it's easy work. I know I heard him say that, but what it is more what Bud said. He knows I'm a threat to his legacy. Now, if he was a fighter like a Lopez that hasn't really made that much money, then it would be probably a different story maybe, you know? But he's not. He's made a lot of money. So he doesn't need to fight for his own legacy, Canelo, and he really doesn't need the money, let's be honest. If circumstances were different, that fight would probably have been made by now. But being what they are, and Bud Crawford, conversely, doesn't need him either, obviously. He doesn't need him, but I think he wants him, and he wants him for the money, in my opinion, mostly, and I can't blame him. I cannot blame him for that.
Yeah, but the problem is, here's the thing, Canelo can make boatloads of money without this fight, because here's my thing. I never heard someone say, the fight is so easy. That's an easy fight for me. But I'm asking y'all more than I've ever asked for anything other than David Benavidez. He said they both were easy fights. But you asking for $200 million for this guy and $150 for the other guy. And I didn't hear no translation say, oh, I was just trolling. I was just talking shit. No, I've never heard nothing to the contrary, because I heard the offer for Crawford was at damn near 90. And he said no. To 90.
Yeah. That's a matter of position and leverage.
Now, if it's more details involved where, hey, look, y'all give me 90, but I still get my I get to put my my drink that I run, because you know he has liquor companies and all kind of things, sponsorships. Like, if I can still do that and I still get money, like, how we doing that? Because if I'm Canelo and I'm like, y'all offer me 90, but I make 150 at every fight anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if my guarantee is 30, I'll damn near walk away with almost 150. Like, I don't know. And I don't pretend to know. But I just find it troubling that the fights that you say are so easy, the 2 fights that you say are the easiest, you fighting guys that we really know are easy, like Edgar Berlanga. Like, come on, bro. We all give Bud Crawford a better chance at beating Canelo than Edgar Berlanga or Jaime Munguia. I'm sorry. because of the skill set, the time and experience at fighting at the highest level over and over and over again and finding a way to win, but also showing that, hey, I know how to move up in weight. Some guys move up and don't know how to move up in weight. Like you was talking about Manny. Those 8 divisions, keep in mind, some of those divisions are like a couple pounds apart. Then they get 5 pounds apart. Then they get 7. Then it's 8. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at the bigger weights, as he was moving up, he has lost, was getting knocked out. So it's not like he's going up and, up in weight.
Flawless.
And flawless. You get what I'm saying? Has a lot of
Plus,
flaws.
he started real young and he was still growing. So those first 3 divisions are you almost can't even count them because they're separated by a few pounds.
No. You still got to count him because he was a world champion.
I get it, but he was still growing.
Bro, that's not no, but we all grow. We don't all become world champions.
No, but we stopped. He started.
But he was a world champion fighting against grown ass men as a kid, becoming world champion.
He was.
Bro.
He's a great fighter. I'm not saying anything to the contrary. The 8 division thing never settled right with me.
When you said you can't count him, that's what didn't settle right with me. When you said, we can't count him.
Simply because he was still growing and those later divisions are separated often by 4 pounds. And so this guy probably could have won, is the fighter that he is, he probably could have won those 3 divisions in his first year or 2, for all I know. But my point is he was still growing. But getting back to the Canelo thing, I think part of it is position and leverage, 2 things that are fundamentals in our business. Canelo's position is he's got a lot of money, doesn't need to bow or kiss the ring. Turk has been on record several times saying how much he wants this Canelo Crawford fight. So when you know that, that's leverage. I got something that you want. So maybe Canelo, under regular circumstances, takes this fight for a reasonable amount of money. But because he's in the position he is, and business is about leverage, I got what you want. You got to pay me what I want. You see the same thing with Tank Davis.
I was just about to say, this is his version of send me 2 Ferraris before we even get the chance to talk.
Essentially.
Because I'm
and
getting
that's
it without
business 101. Yeah, I'm okay without you. I don't need it for legacy, and I don't really need the money. My life's not going to change much either way. But if you pay me this much money, see, that's the leverage thing, right? Business 101. Now, the Turk, I think, is balking at it because he's smart enough to know easily, if I bend to this guy, then the next guy is going to do the same thing. Yeah. He's going to say, you want this fight, you got to pay me this amount. Because the Turk's got the money.
It's disrespectful, You feel insulted.
Well, it's a leverage thing, right? Like, if he leverages me, the next guy's going to try to leverage me. It's business 101. But because $150 million to that man ain't nothing. He could pull that out of his back pocket. You and I both know that.
Because it don't come out of his pocket. It comes out the country. The country is
and they're all rich. They got warehouses full of money. Money is not the issue.
Yeah, they have a surplus, bro, too.
Yeah. He could just be like, yeah, all right, I'll pay it, no problem. But there's principalities, Smoke. You see what I mean? If he bends to him, it sends a message to any guy that's going to be the next guy, and he wants to be a player in boxing. They're going to try to leverage him just the same way. Facts. And that's a slippery slope, right? Where does that end? Because everybody knows he's got the money. That's why you got to be careful throwing around big money. I know.
Al Hammond did it too. Look, that's what we got to do to get him in the room. You got to spend that bread to get him in the room, Jerry.
Yeah, but that type of money is.
But good news travels fast.
Hey,
look, good news travels fast, Jerry. And when they hear bro, look, we seen some of. Man, Francis Ngannou left the UFC and put his entire mixed martial arts background, shit that he was a champion in, on hold, just to say, hey, look, I'm gonna go to boxing. I'm gonna try to get some of this money. And they was telling him it was no money for you in boxing. You ain't no boxer. You ain't get no money in boxing. Remember Dana White famously said in the clip, he thinks he's gonna go over to boxing and get all this money like Conor McGregor. It's not gonna happen. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Turkey Al-Rashid said, hold my beer. Turkey Ellis, she told Dana to hold my beer. And guess what happened after that? He started working with Dana. The money's
Did
there.
you hear Bud Crawford talking about the deal he was offered to fight Conor McGregor in two fights?
Yeah, and Bud said, hell no, I ain't about to get kicked in my head by Conor McGregor. He said them elbows and them kicks are different, homie. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I listened to it just today.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, hey, Jerry, you see the hat, right?
I'm not in there right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, bro.
I heard McGregor talking about it,
and
he was all excited, saying there's a tremendous amount of money on the table with the Turk involved, and man, it seems enticing. But I remember when Mayweather fought McGregor, I remember early on, that was supposed to be a 2-fight deal, the same thing. They were supposed to fight in the boxing ring, and then they were going to fight in the octagon.
They didn't put that.
Well, Mayweather tried to make the octagon fight basically a boxing match in an octagon, and they never agreed on it because of that reason. He basically didn't want any leg kicks and submissions and all this shit. He basically wanted to be a boxing match in there. McGregor wouldn't go along with it, but there was so much money on the table.
We're going to box in the UFC, but we're going to use these smaller gloves. Still a boxing match, octagon, but no kicks, no takedown. McGregor like, hell.
Well, Mayweather was smart not to agree to that because, let's face it, they're two different sports. And Bud Crawford, if any boxer,
I would have still loved to see that, man. And look, I would have loved to see that though, because I seen Clarissa Shields do it. So now I know how it can look.
Yeah, it would have been a great event, but you know,
that's why
the thing is,
that's crazy.
Yeah, but she lost her second UFC fight.
Man, the fact that she
never really fought anybody that good, really.
She fought, period. Jerry, it's not easy.
I'm not saying it's easy.
And she was losing.
I'm not going to blow it out of context
don't act like she just. What you mean blow it out of context?
She lost her second UFC fight.
No, MMA. It wasn't
second
UFC.
Or third one,
or
MMA.
But Jerry, then she won again after that. She didn't quit.
Okay.
Jerry, her record is 2-1. That means she's done it 3 times. Jerry,
with a low-level UFC fighter,
Jerry, I think you may win. Okay, let me put it back in perspective. Name another fighter, male or female, world champion at the top of their career, current belt holder, take those kind of risks. I'll wait. Hold my beer, nigga. You never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Because bro, nobody does this, Jerry. She's a trailblazer. Man, let me screen record this and send this to the quote, Clarissa Shields, because she was like, I gotta defend myself because ain't nobody else gonna defend me. Clarissa Shields, I'll be your huckleberry right now. Jerry, name another fighter, male or female, any weight division, height of their career. Take that kind of risk. Nobody takes that kind. Mayweather, that should have been his last fight, right? Remember he said Conor was going to be his last fight. If that's true, what you saying? Shit, he could have just, why not? You 49-0 in boxing at that point, but nobody is like going to hold this against you, right? It's not going to be on your record. It's not going to be on your boxing record. It'll be on your MMA record. Okay, you got a loss in MMA, but then he beat Conor in a boxing match. That's what's supposed to happen. He didn't even take that kind of risk. At the end of his career, she's at the peak of her career, in the midst of her prime, and said, "You know what?
You're leaving out the $1 billion that he made. He didn't need to take that type of risk.
You think she had
MMA
hold
career
on.
is a money grab.
No, it's money.
She's not over there fighting the top of the sport. Nothing even close. But she's gotten paid well to do it, and I give her credit for that. But for me, I'm not so impressed with her.
Jerry, it don't gotta be the top end of sport, though, Jerry. I don't do this at all. Like you supposed to. Everybody's supposed to beat her in that sport. She don't supposed to lose at all. How does she find a way to win? Two out of the 3 times.
By fighting low-level competition.
But Jerry, I don't do this at all. Even the lowest level of the competition are in the top 10, top 20% in the world at what they do. You get what I'm saying? Everybody got 2 hands and 2 feet. We ain't all professional fighters. been doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu since we was 3 years old, or doing judo since they was 7, but they did Brazilian jiu-jitsu, got a black belt in that, or judo, got a black belt in that, karate, and taekwondo, aikido. Okay. This shit ain't easy, Jerry, to be a martial artist.
I never said it was easy.
No, but you keep saying low. But when you say low level, I think that's so disrespectful, because people
level.
Let me say
Those
this.
levels
Let me say this.
sports.
In the chat, people might not think that those people weren't levels. And when I say levels, I mean even at their lowest level. That girl might not be a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt that she beat, right? But she might have beat a blue belt or a red belt, but that girl is a black belt in judo, or that girl is a black belt in taekwondo. Clarissa Shields is not a black belt in none of that shit. So it's still levels to it. So even at that lowest level, that girl is an expert at what she do. We can't just be dismissive and say, well, she fought low level. That lady is 20 levels to combat sports. But she's 20 levels above you.
Make that up. That's just how it is. Well, I'm not a combat sports competitor.
But we mixing boxing with mixed martial arts, which is a combination of disciplines. It's a combination.
Well, even at that, it's very rare for boxers to go over there. The money's not good over there. Only like a Ray Mercer or one of these guys when they're old and looking for a payday. But I wanted to say this about Bud Crawford. If any fighter could beat a top UFC fighter, I give Crawford the best chance because of his wrestling background and because, look, striking is a part of that. If he's on his feet with McGregor, McGregor has little chance, right? McGregor has to get him to the ground, and even if he does, like I say, if any fighter could pull it off, I would say Mayweather, I don't think would have did well at all. I don't think he didn't have the wrestling background. He doesn't have the overall body strength, but Crawford does. Plus, he's mean. We know that. So, to me, it would be an intriguing fight. And I wonder if because McGregor said it was going to be the UFC fight first, then the boxing match. I wonder if it would have been reversed, and there was a couple $100 million on the line for Bud. I wonder if he would have did it then, perhaps. You know, I'm just thinking about the money. I'd like to see that guy get a mega payday. You know, every great fighter deserves at least one mega giant payday. And Bud Crawford, I think, just turned 37. That's not young in boxing. He's already as accomplished as a fighter can be. Now it's time to see if you can cash that big check. And who can blame him?
Nah, bro.
Huh?
Canelo can blame him. Like, why Canelo don't want to give him that shot? I think I agree with you. That's a threat, bro. These two dudes right here that we want to see him fight, you can't tell me they your weakest ops and you asking for your max payday, bro. I'm not stupid, bro. You can't tell me like I want 200 million for him and 150. I'm like, bro, you ain't get that for Mayweather, Bivol, Triple G, like you never. Nah, bro.
No, but times are a little bit different. Lennox Lewis didn't get $75 million when he fought Mike Tyson, but that's what AG got when he fought Usyk. They both, what I read was they got $75 million from the Turk apiece. So when the Turk in the game, it changes the dynamics of the business of things, especially for a big star like Canelo.
Lennox Lewis didn't fight those two guys neither, though. I'm talking about Canelo still active. He just fought a guy like Jermell Charlo, and then asked for that much money. I ain't talking about Lennox. You can't compare Lennox Lewis to different guys and different eras and different people. I'm talking about.
Well, you can when you're making the point.
No. You reaching, now. Jerry. That's a go get your arms.
No, I'm gonna give you a drop. Different now,
Jerry. I'm talking about Jerry. I'm talking about an active fighter who's fighting right now.
Business and leverage.
Jerry. You talking about something? But your example that you brought up was Lennox Lewis, and then you brought up what Tyson Fury and Usyk got paid. I'm talking about Canelo and what he just got to fight Edgar Berlanga a couple weeks ago, bruh. Like, you didn't ask for that to fight Edgar Berlanga.
No.
You didn't ask for that for Jaime. You didn't ask for that for John Ryder.
You think he raped Edgar Berlanga
let me say
with Crawford?
Okay, add that with Benavidez. Throw Benavidez in the pot too. He asked for more, for 200. He's never asked for 150 and 200 for nobody but these two guys. And these are the two, and both of these two guys are the guys we thought or the biggest threat to his legacy? I need to do a Canelo Duck video.
Never heard of it.
I might have to put a case on Canelo. I got to put a
They
case
are
on
the
him.
biggest threats to his legacy. No question about it. You won't hear me say otherwise. In fact, I don't think he beats Benavidez. I think Benavidez beats him much the way Bivol beat him.
At this point, I
Crawford
don't know
fight,
because
I'm back and
Benavidez's
forth.
body is going up and down in weight. I don't know.
Yeah, but the
Jay.
fight ain't gonna happen. I mean, it might as well be a hypothetical because it ain't gonna happen. $200 million. Who's gonna pay that? The only one that can who pay that is what's his name, the Turk, and he hasn't shown any interest
And
in
before
that
he do
fight.
that, he gonna put Crawford on. That's his boy. Put my boy
Well,
on.
that's what I'm saying.
Put
He
down
ain't showed no interest in Benavidez Canelo. He wants Crawford Canelo. But like I say, I think if he says he'll pay the money, the $150 million, I do think Canelo will fight him at that point. I don't think he'll duck that smoke with that type of money. And it's an outlandish amount of money. Make no mistake about it.
I think he's gonna try to do some shit where the fight got to be over here in America, like California. Like he gonna want too much control, bro. Because at that point, like you was talking about leverage, Canelo. Because like you was talking about leverage, like if you like shit, he said he got the 150. Shit, where you want to do it at? Saudi Arabia? Hell no. 200 for Saudi Arabia.
Well, maybe, but I don't think it'll
move the
matter to Bud
goalpost.
Crawford. I think Crawford will fight him in Saudi, California,
He'll fight him in
Arizona,
He'll fight him in Mexico,
wherever he
bro.
wants to fight.
And knowing Crawford, he would want to fight him in Mexico. The type of Crawford I think he is, he was like, shit, let's do it in Guadalajara. I want to do it there. Let's go. And we're going to have these judges neutral. We're going to make sure these judges neutral, but yeah, I'll fight him in Guadalajara. I think he wanted that.
I
bad.
remember it wasn't that long ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, I heard Bud Crawford asked a couple times about fighting Canelo, and he was resounding, nah, he's a super middleweight, he's too big. He would just say no. But I don't know. Somewhere after the Spence fight,
he said that immediately after the fight. I thought immediately after the fight he was asked, and then, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. You know how sometimes you start feeling yourself. Bro, I'm that one, bro. I'm different.
Well, yeah.
Ain't nobody like me. Especially going back, because look, going into that Spence fight, he might have felt that way. But you know, if we watched the Spence fight 10 times, shit, how many times you think he saw it? Or his coaches saw it? Or his trainers and the people around him, like, bro, we believe. Like,
well,
like no
that's when I
different from
really heard him
like me. That's why I got
about.
Brian Norman, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, y'all ain't seen the things I seen with this kid. Because he still ain't did everything he could do in the ring. Because I've seen him.
Well,
You know
check
what
it
I'm
out. When Bud Crawford fought Spence, what was he, 35? That's not really young for a fighter. He fought Spence. Showtime went out of business. No one to finance a rematch. Very little interest in a Spence rematch because of the fight was one-sided. You look around the landscape of boxing and you say, I'm over 35.
Bro,
Where's my big
maybe
payday?
Showtime
Now
didn't
Canelo-
exploit Jared. Maybe Showtime didn't expect Spence to get beat like that too and be out of commission. They probably thinking, put this fight in July. We had a rematch. Because remember, they was like 30-day rematch to reenact the clause, and they're gonna fight again probably in December. Remember that? The fight, remember the rematch clause had to be
I remember
activated
some
in 30.
fans talking about that,
No,
but
yeah,
just
that
by
was-
him
that was the
getting
words.
stopped, he can't fight.
Yeah, but look, the rematch clause was all set up for Bud to lose. They wanted a one-way rematch clause at first. Then they agreed to bilateral rematch clause. And it was like, you got 30 days to activate it, but you have to do the fight before the end of the year. They found a way to extend that, and then they just released Canelo and Bud in January, and then re-signed Canelo.
Yeah, well, Crawford seen that there was talk of Canelo fighting Spence, and he probably figured, I just destroyed this guy. This is the biggest payday between me and heaven, is Canelo. So what's so absurd about me fighting him? Where he said prior, when he was a welterweight, he said something to the contrary sometimes, but at the same time, why not?
But also, but in the meantime, too, that guy is fighting twice a year, every year, right? You start seeing things, especially Canelo. You see, you as a fan of a sport, if we see slippage in Canelo, and we see Canelo like, damn, Canelo don't even be quote unquote boxing like how he used to box. You know what I'm saying? He be in there welling on these dudes. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
If we see
That's why he's
that,
not getting
you don't think
KOs
Bud?
anymore.
Yeah, because he's trying too hard for it. But also
He's
too,
loading up.
he loading up, and also he loading up and hitting them hard enough where he beat the fight out of them motherfuckers too. Some of them.
Yeah. And, I was going back and forth with these clowns on Ringside Reporter last week.
Who?
And they, about
You
Canelo
never
Alvarez.
heard of it.
Sorry.
Well, they telling me, that, the guy said, Canelo's the type of guy that he'll leave you alone if you leave him alone. He's like just a counterpuncher. I'm like, man, you're out of your mind. Canelo ain't never left anyone alone in a boxing ring. But he's also never been a high-volume pressure fighter, like a lot of Mexicans.
I kind of get what they were saying, though. I ain't gonna lie, Jerry. I kind of get what they were saying. I agree.
Yeah, but
to a
check it
point.
out.
I agree with you. Like he ain't in there playing boxing. It ain't no game for him.
He's never left anyone alone. That was a ridiculous
But
statement.
he does take breaks, and he can take a break.
Of course,
he can take a break with his pressure because he's beat them up so much already. They're gunshot. They scared of the counter. But
if he would have said,
but with an active jab, hold on. You notice anybody with an active jab, they make Canelo go to the ropes, and he take a break on the ropes. Mayweather with an active jab made him do it. We seen
he's a boxer.
I only can name 3 or 4 guys that made him do it. Mayweather, Golovkin, Bivol, and Kovalev. The active jab made him go to the rope and take a break anywhere between the 7th and 9th, and then he goes out and closes the show strong. Or he'll do it through the 6th and the 8th.
Here's the thing.
And close out strong.
The guy has always been a boxer puncher. He's never been a high-volume puncher. Never. Right. He's never been a pure pressure fighter. He can counterpunch real good, but that doesn't relegate him to just being a counterpuncher. Most top fighters can do a little bit of everything, and that's what he does. Even when he fought Mayweather, he was young and bigger than Mayweather, but he never pressured him or tried to high-volume him or nothing. He boxed with him the whole entire fight. Now, he's on the 6th fight
he tried to
where
pressure him. He tried to pressure him, bro.
Nah, I didn't see that. Not too much. No
and
more than
he
he
pressure
typically does.
Mayweather. He was getting tapped. Mayweather, and then
He was
Mayweather
getting hit
nullified
throughout
that
the
shit
fight.
early with a jab.
But it wasn't because he was putting blind pressure on. He's never been that. Never. Not in
Mayweather
any fight
disciplined
ever.
him with the jab and his movement. He got discouraged because he couldn't hit him. He was
Of course
missing.
he did. But he didn't put a high volume pressure on him.
No.
Not at any point.
He didn't go crazy.
He never used his size to try to pressure him with high volume or anything
like a Madonna,
that's typical of the Mexican
or
style.
Oscar De La Hoya did at times.
Or Chavez. Right. He's never been. He's always
No, I'm
been
talking about the people
puncher.
that fought Mayweather. Like
Now he's on this 6-fight streak where he hasn't got the KO, right? But Canelo, a lot of guys went to this.
he dropping them though. Hold up, he dropping all of
Austin Trout.
But he dropping all of these dudes.
I know he dropped what's his name in his last fight and with the guy before.
Berlanga, Munguia, Charlo, Ryder.
He didn't knock out Shane Mosley. He didn't knock out Golovkin, obviously, in 3 fights. He knocked out Kirkland, who was washed up, and he knocked out Kovalev. Yeah, he's got knockout power, but there's plenty of guys that went the distance with him throughout his career. Yeah. Even the smaller Mosley, who he beat the crap out of for 12 rounds.
Mosley was washed, though, at that time, too, though. If you said Kirkland was washed, what was Mosley? Respect him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He didn't knock him out. That's my point. Canelo is a guy with knockout power, but he doesn't knock out everybody. No. So this 6-fight streak is partly a product, in my estimation, of a couple things. One, ever since he knocked Kovalev out, he fell in love with his power, and he tries to just walk guys down and load up punches. And when you fight top fighters, they see that coming. 2, Canelo is a small super middleweight. All these guys he fights are bigger than he is. They're just flat, bigger men than he is. And it was definitely, even Jaime Munguia, even when Charlo moved up 2 weight classes, he definitely didn't look smaller than Canelo. Canelo is not a big super middleweight. And if you look at his career as a whole, you'll see lots of guys have went the distance with him throughout his career. They have. They just have. Even B.J. Saunders, he didn't knock him out. He broke his orbital bone and he had to retire, yeah. But it's not like he's just knocking everybody out cold. Of course, Bivol, he couldn't knock out. His punches weren't even affecting him. And he got soundly outboxed in that fight. So if the guy on ringside, if he wanted to say, look, Canelo's not the same fighter he was 5 years ago, he's slowing down a bit, you wouldn't get no pushback from me. The guy's 34 years old. He's got
and everybody's slowing down at this point, Jerry. They all
everybody slows down. Yeah, of course.
Even the guys he gonna
But when
fight,
you say Canelo's the type of guy that'll leave you alone if you leave him alone, no, that's just a flat out lie. Canelo's just a counter puncher. No, he can counter punch, but he's not just a counter puncher. He's a boxer puncher. That's what he does. He comes out and boxes and looks to load up on big shots. That's what he's always done. What I can see, I've never seen him pressure anybody with all-out aggression. Maybe the closest I've seen to that was the Kirkland fight. And even then he was measured. He didn't just try to steamroll him in the first round. I've never seen that from him. But them jokers get on my nerves, man. I go to war, straight war with them boys.
They let you call in or what?
Well, man, they try to duck and dodge me any way they can. They act like their phones ain't working. Last time I called, as soon as I got on, they put some type of echo on my voice and then try to act like I had a bad phone connection.
Oh.
I call, yeah. They don't know what to do about me over there.
How you know they put an echo, like it was clear, then all of a sudden the echo came on?
Yeah. And even after I hung up, the one guy, Beeb, I call him Dweeb, he said something and the echo was still on. I call from my landline. There's no better connection than this. And every time I've called them for 3 years in a row, it's never been a problem. But I know what they did. They don't know how to deal with me over there because I scorched them two clowns. Dweeb knows a little bit about boxing, but he's very hard-headed in that, like that. When he made that statement, you know, he probably should have just said, yeah, that's not really accurate. I'm going to back off that a little bit, but I'm just saying he's slipping a little. He's getting older. Yeah. And I would have been like, yeah, you know, but you ain't going to sit there and tell me he'll leave you alone.
Nah. He's a professional fighter, bro. He's at the highest level. He's not, quote unquote, leaving you alone, but he can, I think a better way to word it is Canelo takes a break sometimes. He can take a break, and he can take a break off by walking you down because he's beat the guy up so much that, you know, these guys don't want to throw. And Canelo is all right. Well, shit, I'm going to just walk you down. I'll just pop you when I can, but take a little break right here. He takes breaks. I think it's a better way to word it.
But also during those times when he backed to the ropes, he's also looking for counter opportunities. But, partly he's maybe taking a little breather, but it's hard to catch your breath when you're on the ropes and someone's throwing punches at you.
But that's the genius of being the combat athlete like that in a boxing match. Like, even when I'm on the ropes, I'm dangerous. Like, I'm even more dangerous here because I'm taking a break, getting myself together. I see everything coming. You can't step over, but so much. You get what I'm saying?
Of course.
You can't circle me. You know what I'm saying? You only
it's getting a different look.
It's a different look, and it's only a 180-degree look.
Right. We just seen with Plant a couple weeks ago. When he was boxing at mid-range, he was having problems with that guy. He closed the distance and made it an inside fight, a different look. He dominated the fight. Canelo, I've seen in his whole career, he will sometimes go to the ropes and be defensive and look to hit you with counter punches very effectively. And he typically will do it more when he can't get his offense off good, like against Bivol. His offense wasn't reaching Bivol. That's why he started hitting him on his arms. And then, you know, he go to the ropes. I've seen lots of fighters do this. It's a smart thing to do if you're a good counter puncher. He's slowing. Anyone can see that's natural. If you was to say to me he's not the fighter he was 3 years ago, I would agree. Mayweather, at the end of his career, I heard him say several times, I'm not the fighter I was a few years ago. And he was telling the truth. How could he be? These guys, they can't stop the clock from ticking. But Canelo is nowhere near washed up. It's kind of like Bud Crawford. These guys, Bud's a few years older than Canelo, but Canelo's got like 26 more fights. So to me, it kind of averages out that they're about the same in-ring kind of thing.
Right.
But both of them are still at the top of their game from what I can see. I mean, you know, from what I can see, I don't see any slippage there. You see what I mean? I just hope they can make the fight, man, because it's a compelling
Bud
fight.
And Canelo.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's intriguing, man. It's intriguing. That's the fight to see right there, man. I'd pay to see that more than, and I'm more intrigued about that
anything.
than anything right now, because it's like, the skills. Like at this point in boxing, there's not too many guys in their air that breathes that kind of rare air. Like both of you guys, like I feel what Bud is coming from. He was like, yo, you supposed to be this, but you let a guy come from 135 and beat you. Let's never forget, Canelo started at 147. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
And prior to that, he was like 140. Like these guys ain't too far apart. But Bud he's always been a bigger guy, but he's such a disciplined athlete that he can make those weights. And I think that was something that I thought was dope that Bomac had said early on in their career. He was like, man, we could have started Bud at 40 or 47, but we found out, we was like, bro, can you still make that weight? And he was like, yeah, I can make 135. Well, let's do that. Let's train. Let's be disciplined. You get what I'm saying? And those are the things that happen early on in a fighter's career where you don't let that fighter be disciplined. You let him say, yeah, let's just start our career at 140 or 147. But you know, if he work hard, he can make 130, 135. Let's build him up.
Yeah.
And build him up, cut the weight. But that also comes with the knowledge of a trainer and the strength and the condition, nutrition, the having a whole team, like we was talking about earlier, having a team behind you that knows that, hey, we know how to rehydrate the guy. Shout out to the homie Big Beezy. He just fought a fight, and I think he fought at like 126, but he only came. But I think he after the weigh-in, he came in to fight at like 131. Like he only rehydrated up 5 pounds. His opponent probably was damn near a welterweight. You get what I'm saying? Like y'all fought at 126. Dude had to be all a damn 145 when I saw him.
Yeah.
Huge.
Well,
and then I bumped
boxing is a weight cutting sport.
And then I bumped into dude like after the fight. When I was at the Jake Paul event in Orlando with Rachel Nonito, and I just walked right past him, and I was like, man, I know him from somewhere. And we was walking past the pool, and I was like, man, who is homie right there? I was like, bro, I know him. I just saw him. I was like, did I interview him? And she was like, no, you interviewed the opponent that he knocked out. That was your friend from Atlanta. I was like, oh yeah, he beat Beezy. I remember him now. I was like, what's up? Good to see you, man.
That's another topic I don't really understand.
Homie was huge,
bro.
Bro, he looked like he was 160,
sport.
Bro. He looked like he was like 155, 160. He fought at 126.
Guess what? You make the weight, that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
I remember when there was no junior weight classes, fighters still cut weight. When there was day-in, weigh-ins, they were cutting weight. They were cutting weight right to the belt. It's a weight cutting sport. It just is. So to me, what keeps it fair is the weight divisions, which we got plenty of, and making the weight. What you do after that should be the business of the fighter and his trainer. Because if you put on 20 pounds between the weigh-in and the fight, that's not a guaranteed advantage. It's just not. What that means is the night before you're about to fight, you are dehydrated to the bone, all the way to the bone. You're so dehydrated, in fact, that if you went to an emergency room, they would almost certainly admit you for at least a day and pump you full of IVs. So that's not the advantage. People think it's an automatic advantage.
Absolutely.
It's not. Now you got naturals, right? Like you take Kambosos. If you look at Kambosos, he's a small lightweight. He's what I would call a natural lightweight. But when you look at Devin Haney, Lopez, Ryan Garcia, these guys aren't naturals. They doing what most fighters do. Bud Crawford included. Canelo Alvarez included. Anyone below heavyweight included, almost entirely, except for the few naturals. Like when Mayweather,
even some of those heavyweights got to cut weight, bro, because if not, they'll just get too big. Like remember Big Baby Anderson?
They got too fat.
No,
sure.
Yeah, he got Big Baby Miller. I'm sorry, he got popped dirty because he would get too big.
Yeah, Mayweather, when he settled in at welterweight, he was a natural welterweight, and I heard him say several times, walks around 152, 153. He said, I don't even have to train. All I got to do is go to the boxing gym and work out, and I'm right on weight. Now, in the history of boxing, a lot of times the naturals are some of the very best fighters, right? Because they're not cutting the weight. They're not up and down with the yo-yo, right? But it's a weight-cutting sport. So I don't care. An average is about 15 pounds for any given fighter of a weight cut, but some of them cut more, like Beterbiev, Devin Haney. I would add Ryan Garcia in there, although he seems to blow the weight off at 140. He doesn't make the weight, but at 135, he was cutting, I would bet, the same amount of weight Devin Haney was. I would bet anything he was cutting right about the same amount. That's why he moved out of there, right? He said, I can't do it no more. I just simply can't do it no more. Ryan Garcia.
Oh, yeah. He said, yeah.
He didn't move out of 135 because he was cutting a reasonable 10. Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, matter of fact, go ahead, finish what you're saying. I got a quick question for you. Then I'm going to get my boy Lake County on the line, and I'll probably end it after that, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But, actually, I'm going to do a members-only video with Lake. But after he give me his take on this. But after this, I want to wrap you up. Jerry, I don't remember how that case played out, but James Toney got sued by Andy Ruiz for the same thing. You get what I'm saying? So when people say it's never
steroids.
Yeah. Remember after the John Ruiz fight?
He did. He sued him, huh?
Yeah, he got popped. He popped for nandrolone. He got suspended.
Yeah, I know
James Toney. I'm telling the people who don't know, Jerry. It's a live. Yeah, it's a live show. It's a live show. It ain't just me and you talking on the phone. Even though it feels like that, but people can see me right now with this yellow and black on. They see me. But for the people who don't know, James Toney was fined $10,000. He was suspended for, I believe, 6 months, and the WBA said you can't fight for our title for at least 2 years. So he was still allowed to fight. He was suspended in Nevada, but he couldn't fight for their title for 2 years. $10,000 fine to the commission. John Ruiz sued him for, I believe, $10 million, some shit like that. He sued him for millions. Now, I've been racking my brain trying to find out what that case was settled at. Tomorrow, I'm going to make a point of reaching out to John Ruiz personally and find out what the disposition of that case was, because I can't find anything online how that case was disposed of. So I'm going to do some further research. If anybody knows, let me know. But definitely, I'm going to reach out to John Ruiz because I want to know what he thinks about it. Because Devin's been getting criticized. And in my research for this story, I found out John Ruiz was getting criticized too by some people in the chat because they were saying, well, you lost the tour, blah, blah, blah. They was naming all this other stuff, right? And it was like, oh, you lost to Roy Jones already too. Like, yeah, you want to sue because you can't stand losing the 2 middleweights. I'm like, nah, but this guy popped dirty. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to the Quiet Man. So I'm gonna reach out to the Quiet Man and see if I can get his take. Let me say this last part, Jerry.
Sure.
To take it a step further, I remember Manny Pacquiao suing Floyd Mayweather over some words. People love Manny Pacquiao. They don't call him a hoe and call him a bitch and this like that. And, you know what I'm saying? He sued Manny and successfully too. Floyd Mayweather settled. It was like 6 figures.
Really?
It was 6 figures, man. Floyd Mayweather settled for high 6 figures, man, because talking about Manny Pacquiao and using his, you defame me. You talking about, you trying to tell people I use steroids. I never tested dirty. Where you getting that from? Well, I ain't never say directly, but you alluding to it. You talking about it, talking about my head big, and you was like, man, yeah, I beat Cotto, but I ain't stopping these motherfuckers. I ain't walking through them. He's like, I ain't just walking through no Cotto. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was a lot with that. Also, Mitch Green sued Mike Tyson. They had a street fight, and Mitch Green sued him afterwards. Sued him for $25 million. They was gonna settle for $100,000, but then it came out that, hey, look, Mitch Green, you was gonna get $100,000. I think they ended up on $100,000, but they agree with Mike Tyson, like, hey man, he was provoking me. He ended up getting $45,000. Started at $25 million, ended up at $45,000. Now some of y'all in the chat might laugh, and you laughing, Jerry, but keep this in mind.
My back and my neck.
Hey, look, but keep this in mind. He didn't get that much for the actual fight that he had with Mike Tyson in the ring.
Really?
He got $35,000 for that. I think Mike Tyson got like $100,000 or $200,000. Mike Tyson got like 6 figures, like about a couple, like $100,000 and some change or something like that, maybe 2. But Mitch Green got $35,000. something like
Well,
that.
all I can say about Devin Haney's
He made more off
lawsuit,
suing him than the fight, bro. So,
Yeah.
my whole point
Suing-
is we got a guy suing for PEDs. That's happened before. We got a guy suing over doing fight hype interviews. Manny Pacquiao sued over that.
Yeah.
Like these new, like in that era, like in this era, all these kids would be getting sued. You know what I'm saying? All these people that's speaking about shit, they would be getting sued. If it was up to words like Manny Pacquiao sued, nobody calls him a bitch. Mitch Green, they love him to death. He got beat up by Mike Tyson, but people love him to death because they was like, he kept it real, man. He was tough. He was street. He sued Mike Tyson over a street fight. What happened to all that? Get it back in the blood. So I'm just saying, I hear a lot of people on the internet who's supposed to be so-called historians, not even fuck keeping it real, my nigga. Just keep it consistent. They're not keeping consistent. But with that, I digress. Go ahead, Jerry. What's your take on that? Facts over
Well,
feelings. You know your boy. I'm surgical,
fair,
Jerry. I do this research, baby.
To be fair, back then things weren't as well publicized. Like I didn't know Mitch Green sued Tyson for that. I didn't even know that, and I remember the whole debacle. But I didn't know that, and I do remember the Manny Pacquiao thing, but just vaguely. But let's face it, in today's society, it's instant news right away. Everybody knows about this, and it's a little unprecedented to many that a fighter would sue under these circumstances. But to me, it all comes down to a simple thing: your brand. And if you cost my brand money, I'm going to hold you liable. So if Manny was able to prove that Floyd's words were defaming his brand and his character, then that's how you got to prove that to get the money in the court, I would imagine. Same thing with Devin Haney.
No, sometimes they settle, Jerry. They settle.
Well, but still, he got the money, right? So
no, I don't have to prove it in the court of law. You settle.
Well, no, you don't have to prove it because the guy is going to pay the money, right? Otherwise, they would have went to court, likely. Anyway.
Yeah, but if you got
what
proof
I hope
and
comes
what
out
you're
of
saying is
this,
true, you don't have to settle, Jerry. Because the best defense to libel is the truth. You
right?
Can't sue me for lying on you if I'm telling the truth. You didn't have no
right.
proof. You was talking crazy, talking about me reckless, and I'm about to own your ass.
Well, what I hope comes out of the Haney lawsuit, if he should win it, is that the promoters actually clean the sport up. Because if he can successfully sue De La Hoya, this puts the promoters in a hot seat of liability that in the future, if one of their fighters tests dirty and it has this result on the other fighter's marketability, then, and maybe only then, and the commissions too, because out of all this whole Ryan scandal, I haven't heard one word about the New York State Athletic Commission's findings on the testing that they were supposed to do. What did their findings show? We know what Vada showed. That's what he...
No. They outsourced it. They outsourced it clearly, right? They going by
what Ryan agreed to was independent testing through VADA. That's what he contractually agreed to. Mm-hmm. But it's my understanding the commission was supposed to also do testing, because one of the rules, what I read, is they don't accept findings from independent testing bodies.
Independent would be something you did. If I hired them, they're not independent no more. I sanctioned them.
Well, I don't know if they... I doubt the commission themselves takes the samples and tests them. Of course, they commission it to somebody. But what were their findings? We never heard what the commission... because they said that they don't accept outsource independent like VADA. Like, in other words, Ryan Garcia agreed to the VADA contractually with Devin Haney.
Correct.
But the commission was supposed to do their own testing, but as far as I know. But what were the findings?
Mm.
You know, if they were testing them, they probably would have had 30 tests too, but you don't hear anything about it. Have you heard anything about the commission's findings, or if they even tested them?
The commission found what we got right now. This is what the commission going by. What you mean?
No. VADA found them dirty of Ostarine. The commission suspended him for not reporting supplements, legal supplements, but he just didn't report them. From what my understanding is, they didn't say, all right, he tested positive, we're going to take VADA's results. In fact, what I read, I don't know this to be true, but what I read is
Ryan lied
the commission...
on his paperwork, sound like you said.
The commission doesn't accept results from an outsourced
I saw
testing.
I saw that. I saw that because I remember there was a lot of YouTubers who was running with that and saying this shit gonna get thrown out. He ain't even gonna get suspended because they supposed to test their own shit. Blah 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 blah. I was like, we don't like. Hey, look. Once I sanction you, this is how I took that, Jerry, because that's why I think where we at. Like, if the commission agrees that okay, this is who we're gonna use Vada as well. You get what I'm saying? That's how I took that. Like, what I took is we don't accept independent, as in you can't go hire your own. Like Devin can't bring his own. Like, yeah, this my own doctor, this my own piss, and then Ryan be like, yeah, I got my own, and this my own piss. No, the commission said we don't accept independent. That's what I took independent mean. Like, you can't bring your own guy, and you bring we get who we agree to, and we all agree to Vada. Y'all two agree to Vada, we agree to Vada. Vada's not quote unquote independent at this point.
But even with that, they still didn't suspend him for the findings that Vada found.
Because he settled.
This much we know.
It's like,
they charged him with not reporting supplements.
No, that's what he pled to. He pled to that, bro. That was the final. That's what he got suspended for. That's not what they charged him for. They charged him with PED use in a sporting event. Hold up, they charged him with PED use in a sporting event. What he copped to and what he took a plea agreement was not reporting supplements. That's called lesser charge.
Yeah, something shady there, man.
No, he took a deal. Because if he fought it, because hold up, but listen, because Jerry, if he fought it, he would have got 2 years.
We don't have to make a plea deal at that point.
Yeah,
You're guilty red-handed.
And you think, and that's what I agree to. But a lot of times in the judicial system, we see that all the time. They catch people red-handed, and they'll still make they'll have a guy on tape, and instead of letting the guy go through trial, they'll just make a deal, give him deal for life.
But instead this never went to the judicial system.
No, I'm using that as an example, Jerry. When you dealing
I don't know if it's a good example though.
Well, Jerry, it's a hearing. It's a board. It's a hearing, and these people control your license. It's a governing body.
I get all that.
It's an authority. Hold up, Jerry. If you perjure yourself or you lie, you have penalties. You might not go to prison, but you have penalties. This hearing matters. This not just going to get your driver's license, Jerry.
Didn't say it didn't matter. I said it wasn't a court. It wasn't a court hearing. It's
no, so that's why I'm telling you.
Commissions have been Jerry, like everybody else.
You reaching, bro. I don't know if you just want to be argumentative right now, but Jerry, we can't agree.
Commissions are corrupt in a lot of cases, man.
Jerry, I get you on that. Maybe these people these people weren't trying to be bought that day. Maybe he didn't.
Well, why would they agree to a plea when they got him red-handed?
But Jerry, they agree. But Jerry, why do people agree? Why would you give somebody a plea for murder? Jerry, that's my point. People get a plea for murder, and we got them red-handed. For rape, grapes, arson. People get pleas all the time when they got you red-handed, and they'll take the plea because fighting it is worse, but also it costs the system money to go through a hearing. It costs the system money. Let's just give them this. Instead of giving the death penalty, we'll give them 40. We'll give them 40 years. You gotta be like, well, at least I ain't dead.
It's convoluted, Mark, because a lot of times there's a mitigating circumstances. This was cut and dry. He tested positive for a banned substance. That's grounds for suspension. Nothing needs to be pleaded.
No, Jerry, he's entitled to a hearing, Jerry. He's entitled to due process.
And he got his hearing, and he couldn't prove that the test was wrong.
He didn't get there because due process comes with.
He came with his samples, and it wasn't proof enough.
No, and like
to me, it's a black and white
and
thing.
You know what he pled to? They pled to like, hey, bro. First of all, yeah, you took these samples and that's cool, but you told us on this paperwork right here, you're not taking no samples. So we got you regardless. You're getting 2 years, and that's what they come to you like. They come to your lawyer comes to you like this. They didn't just talk to Ryan Garcia or you and I talking on the phone. He got a lawyer, bro, and his lawyer comes to him and tell him, look, you're gonna get suspended regardless. But you're going to get 2 years because you didn't feel like you took this supplement on the paper. So let's cop to a lesser charge. You get this amount of time. But if you go through the whole process, you're going to get suspended for 2 years. You see what I'm saying now, Jerry? It's a process. He's entitled to due process.
I don't see what you're saying.
You don't? You still don't get it?
Nope.
Jerry,
nope, because the grounds for the suspension is clear. I never heard of a fighter getting suspended for taking legal supplements. Now they're saying what the deal that they made, they must have offered it to him for some reason. Why, I don't know, because they got the positive drug test right in front of them. That's grounds for suspension right there. Case closed. They don't have to make a plea. He's at their mercy at that point because he can't prove the findings wrong. He tried with supplements that didn't test, but he wasn't able to do it.
Jerry, it's called making a deal, baby. Part of the deal was, okay, you got to give up $1 million. You got to relinquish your boxing license for a year.
Well, you got to get his first back to Oscar De La Hoya. That's a separate thing.
No, it's not. It's all in this ruling. That's not a separate thing. He didn't pick that on his own. Hold on, listen to me. No. Listen to me. That's part of the ruling. Like part of the ruling, Jerry. It's not something Ryan decided to do. Let me say this. Let me help you understand this. Oscar didn't pick that. Devin didn't pick that. Ryan didn't pick that. You get what I'm saying? That's part of the ruling. That's part of the deal that was made between his lawyer, him, and the commission. And what they said was this: you give up your license, you get a purse back, and that fight turns into a no contest. You get what I'm saying? That was what they.
I'm aware of all that.
Now, granted, do I think that's a slap on the wrist? Hell yeah. That's why I'm all for Devin Haney suing his ass off. And I think that was smart of his legal team to not pull up for Billy Collins and try to sue the commission and sue. You get what I'm saying? Don't sue the commission, because the commission was in there. That's what Billy Collins fucked up with his lawsuit, respectfully. His dad.
Well, you remember the Resto fight years ago with the strip gloves and the Herrera and the strip gloves? Resto tried to sue the commission there.
That's what, Jerry, are you drunk? Nigga, that's what I just said.
Yeah, well, he
you
didn't
said
win.
But you said Herrera, but it was Louis Resto versus Billy Collins. That's what I was just talking about with the strip gloves.
I'm talking about his trainer who stripped the gloves.
That's not Herrera. That's Panama Lewis.
Or Panama Lewis, rather, yeah. My point is this. He sued the commission. The gloves were clearly stripped. He sued the commission, and the commission denied him. When it was very clear. It was very clear that those gloves were stripped.
And they failed.
So my point is, commissions have been corrupt throughout the history of boxing. They're run by gangsters. When they show those commission guys, they're old gangsters. You can see that.
Jerry, when I see those commission guys, bro, and I've been around these locker rooms, these dudes are not old gangsters. Sometimes these people they don't know boxing like we know boxing. Sometimes they don't even know what they're looking for. They don't know about the width of the guards like that, too much like that, and how many times they're not paying attention to that. Over wrap, under wrap. Okay. Hey, look, you only can use that much guards. Hey, look, you can't go guard like double stacking. Man, they're not fighters. You know what I'm saying?
You're making my point for me. I'm telling you, they're uninformed and oftentimes corrupt, because while they might not know about double wraps, they know about money. The commission is part of the state's coffers, and they weren't going to award some lowly boxer millions of dollars that's going to come out of the state's coffers over him getting beat to a pulp, because the gloves were clearly stripped. Anyone could see that. Yeah. How they denied that man is beyond me. Now, I know Zab Judah and others have made similar claims against the commission. I think the New York State Athletic Commission dropped the ball somewhere.
Zab Judah sued before, too, after he got brain damage in the fight.
They either didn't do the testing, or they lost the results, or I don't know, because I don't hear nothing about their testing.
No.
Nothing. And then the guy gets
That's not what happened. The guy failed the test the day before and the day of the fight. They wouldn't have had the results back that quick. It's not a pregnancy test, Jared.
I'm talking about the state's testing. What the commission is responsible for. Because you read like I read that they don't accept.
Jared, if what you're saying is true, his lawyer could have requested a discovery, bro. He had a discovery before the hearing. if what you're saying is true, his lawyer could have did that. Jerry, it's not there.
Yeah, but if they know he's guilty, they're not going to request it. You see, they're going to cop to a plea deal.
If I know he guilty, and I know you guys don't even have no evidence against him because y'all didn't do your job. If what you're saying is true and they just lost it, Jerry, I got you. You didn't do your job, and what's more plausible is we all agreed to VADA. When I say independent, I mean you're independent or somebody from YouTube independent. No.
Yeah, but you're assuming that interpretation.
And you assuming that they lost it.
Right. Well, I'm assuming the contrary interpretation. I don't think neither one of us know, but it does open up the door to make sense to why they would plead. See, if they didn't have the testings, they would have said, they say, well, look, we're not going to suspend you for testing positive for ostarine, although VADA says you did. We're going to make this deal that you didn't report these supplements, legal supplements, but you didn't report them, so you're still going to get a suspension, but it's not going to look like you got suspended for ostarine, which is what a lot of people, that's what you hear as an argument for. They didn't suspend him for testing for ostarine. They didn't suspend him for that. Have you not heard that? That's constantly what you hear, although he failed the test. I just, with all due respect to you, I don't understand why they in a position to make him any plea deal. If they accept the findings of VADA, why do they have to offer him a plea? He's at their mercy at that point, unless he can prove otherwise, which he was unable to do. But anyway, you want to get to that other guy, and it's late, so thanks for taking my call. Thanks for indulging me.
Man, you the homie, Jerry. No, thank you for being brave enough to call in or even take my calls, bro. Because people like you make the show special, man. Like, I really get to engage, talk back and forth to y'all. Like I said, man, people always think like, man, you guys are YouTubers and this. I was like, understand this, homie. Without the audience, we just guys in a room talking to ourselves. You just you're in a room talking to yourself and your family in the other room, like, what the hell is going on in there? Why is he so loud? You know what I'm saying? They were like, well, let me log in on the app and see what he got going on, because he's in there hype. You get what I'm saying? Right. So the audience makes everybody worried about algorithms. No, worry about your audience, man. And I know my audience wanted to hear me talk about this boxing happenings right now. You get what I'm saying? So don't worry about the algorithm. Worry about your audience, man. Everything else gonna work out. You get what I'm saying? It don't matter what time of day.
Fun. Yep.
Yeah, it don't matter what time of day you hit that live. Your audience looking for you. You get what I'm saying? They looking for you and they waiting for you.
I love a good little debate. And I don't like to argue. I don't like when it comes to name calling and yelling. That's why I don't get along too good on a lot of these other shows, man, because these guys don't have the intellect. Even when they're like me and you've been disagreeing a little bit, but we're doing it on an intellectual level. And that's indulging to me. You see what I mean? I don't like the name calling and the yelling and stuff like that. I can't tolerate 2 minutes of that. But you have always been good at that. You know how to disagree without trying to intimidate, for lack of a better term. You know what I mean?
Now, to be fair, Jerry, I can name call with the best of them now. I can talk some shit. But
well, we all can do it.
Yeah, but that ain't even my, like, bro, like, I do my show late night, bro. And my wife and my daughter is upstairs asleep. I'm downstairs. You get what I'm saying? In my studio. I'm chilling, B.
Oh, yeah, I do.
You know what I'm saying? My body sore from training and shit. I might want to smoke a little something, relax a little bit, kick it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good, bro. Like,
yeah.
And I'm too blessed to be stressed. Like, I'm not about to be arguing with strangers on the internet no more, bro. Like, that was fun. Like, bro, at some point we got to grow up, right? I've been on YouTube now with y'all guys this, like, 4 years now. Right, so at some point you got to grow up. Like, come on, bro, I'm good on that. Like, I ain't here for that. Because I got a good. Hey, look, now here's the thing: I got a good life in real life. Some dudes are miserable in real life, so they get on YouTube and they can be tyrants and all the hate that the world gives them. They get to just say it to a stranger and be like, "Yeah, nigga, you're ugly and blah blah blah. You skinny, you tall, lanky nigga." Like, bro, and I'll just be like, I love my height. I love my weight. My wife loves my face. My daughter thinks I'm a superhero. Like, I'm great, bro. Like, I'm living the American dream. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure do.
I get to wake up and go to bed and do what the hell I want to do every single day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's the distinction that I'm making between arguing and just intellectual debate. Because if you think about it, 80% of what we do is disagreeing with each other to some degree or another, even if it's just mild disagreement, or even if it's a little bit more zesty debating. Because how interesting would it be if we all just was like, yep, I agree. Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
yep, it's not our nature.
That's a masturbation circle.
Yeah, exactly. It's not our nature as humans, and plus boxing is very subjective, and so there's a lot to interpret and stuff. And so I get Lisa. It was good to hear from her tonight. I get what she's saying because I'm the same way. I love to intellectually debate, but I hate to argue. That's just stressful.
Hey, look, a wise man once said it. It takes two people to argue, but you can let people be mad by their damn self.
Yeah.
And that wise man was me. That's my bar. So that's my shit. It takes two people to argue, but you can let people be mad by themselves. So I just let people be mad by themselves a lot of times. And I mean, and it works. Like, my wife hates it, but that's how I have arguments with her. I'll be like, all right. She was like, you ain't even gonna say nothing. You engage with people all the time on YouTube. I was like, I don't fuck them. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get no head from them. I'm gonna capitulate. I'm like, you right. No, I want you to say more than you right. I'm like, all right, well, you wrong.
Well, God bless you for that approach, man. Not many people have the resolve to do that,
y'all better
right?
learn to stop trying to win these arguments with your wives, man. Live to fight another day. I've
been blessed, man. Me and my wife been married over 30 years, and I can honestly, God, we've had maybe 5 arguments, and even then, it wasn't. She's called me an asshole once or twice, and I called her a bitch maybe once or twice in 30 plus years.
See, Jerry, you messing up. See, you messing up. I gotta get. See, well, you messed up already. I gotta use some game. You ready for this?
Well,
the trick to that is you got to desensitize them with the word bitch early on in the relationship. Like, you can't just say it when you're mad. Nah, you got to say it when they do good things. Like, she made that spaghetti. You be like, man, you're a cold ass bitch with this motherfucking spaghetti. Bitch. God damn. She can be like, what you say?
Yeah.
I love the spaghetti. It was amazing. Oh, she fuck you good? Oh, you sexy bitch. Beautiful bitch. You nasty bitch. Like, you got to desensitize. You got to say good or bad. She walk in there. What you think? What you think of my outfit? Like, bitch, you killed that.
Well, I've done that. I'm talking about
Jared,
anger.
You got to use it, man. You got to use it like you say refrigerator.
Well, yeah, I've done just what you're saying there.
You got to say, bitch, like you say, what's for dinner, like nigga? Like, what's for dinner? Bitch, what's for dinner tonight? Like, you just got to regularly say it. You got to get them used to it.
We're really angry at each other. Which has only happened a handful
That's when you don't use
it,
it, Jerry. That's when you don't use it.
That's when I haven't used it. That's what I'm saying. Maybe two times in 30 plus years.
Jerry, that's like saying the N-word in an argument with a black man, bro. Calling a woman the B-word is like calling a black dude an N-word, bro. And I don't care what
we ain't perfect. I mean, we have
or whites. I didn't know the whites
or
the whites. I didn't know the whites didn't hate being called a C-U-N-T that much. Like, I was like, really?
Yeah, they don't like that.
I was like, really? I was like, in the hood, that's light. That's like diet, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's like diet. Hold up, calling somebody a cunt is like saying diet pussy. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even like that word myself.
Yeah, somebody you call you a pussy, like that's regular Coke. Like, cunt, that's diet. I mean.
All right, well, check it out, bro. I want to ask you one thing, though. Well, I do want to ask you one thing right quick.
Yes, sir.
How's the training going, and when is the fight?
That's a long conversation, but the training is going good. Yeah, man, but I kind of got a little injury, Jerry. I'm old, Jerry. I kind of got a little injury. Well,
that happens.
Yeah, but I'm still trying to make it, man. But I have to get. And some things happen with my training and my dojins, like because you need to go in there with you need a coach and a team. And I kind of low key been switching. I switched my team. I mean, some people ain't gonna like it, but full disclosure, I switched dojans. You know what I'm saying?
See.
Yeah, and I'm not.
All right, well, I'm sure you'll update us on it.
Yeah, and really, and I'll give you the short version. Me switching dojans wasn't for me. It's for my daughter, because this other dojan.
You say dojans?
Dojang, Dojang. Like people say dojo, but I think that's more for karate. But dojang is like more Korean, and that's what I do. Like taekwondo or hapkido is taekwondo. Is the Korean martial arts more what I do? I do Korean martial arts, not Japanese and Chinese.
Really?
Yeah, Korean martial arts. Yeah.
Nice.
So.
All right. Well, I'm sure you'll update us.
Yeah, Jerry. Because and really, man, because here's the thing, I've been training a lot lately in hapkido, right? Hapkido, I can't compete and do some of the stuff I've been learning. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so dangerous. It's a wartime. It's a combat thing. There's no competition for that. Versus Taekwondo is just points and scoring. And I just got to ask myself and remind myself, like, why I'm in it, what I want to do, and what I love about martial arts. Versus, like, my own personal glory and just letting y'all niggas see me fight on the internet. You get what I'm saying? You just got to be real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really just want y'all niggas to see me fight. I ain't gonna lie. For me, that's what it's all about, Jerry. I just want y'all niggas to see me fight. You get what I'm saying? That's my ego, and I gotta take my ego out of it, bro. Like that, bro. That's like, smart. Bro, it's ego for me. I just want niggas to see me fight, bro. I like fighting, and I'm doing good, and I want y'all to see it. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, you can put a tripod up at the dojo, man, and Sensei is cool with that. Like, you can just work on things, and like, he's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Got what kind of belt you got? Would you got one? Do they do belts in what you do?
Yeah, they do belts, Jerry. Jerry, I'm pretty good. I'm gonna show you.
I don't know shit about that.
I'm gonna show you.
I'm a buddy.
Oh, we go all the way to the 5th degree. Then actually, we got a 10th degree. That's when you like a, but they usually only give you that like on your deathbed. You get what I'm saying? Type shit. It's almost like a medal of honor type thing. But the guy who trains me is a 5th degree. You know what I'm saying?
Whip your ass quick.
He nice, man.
I got a buddy that does it, man. But he puts videos on Facebook.
I'm gonna send you, Jerry.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
You got email again, Jerry. Text me your email. I can send you some shit of what I be doing, and I can show you some shit of what I've been working on, and show you like the sensei and shit that we be getting popping in there. I love it. And we about to move into a new gym next month, so I'm super excited about that shit. So we got a lot of things going on, but like
they don't spar or nothing. Like what he does, it's like he's got his students, and the guy will put his arm out, and he'll like take his hand and like break his wrist down, and it's real slow mo kind of shit. To me, it's not like boxing where you spar, you're actually fighting somebody.
They don't.
These guys are just like offering their arm. They'll flip them over. They roll over on the mat, and then I don't know. To me, I'm not all that impressed by it.
Yeah. He
tells me there's way more to it than what
it is, and it's so dangerous, Jerry. Like, we can't do it in full speed because I don't know your guy what the belt is, but I'm gonna let you know. Sensei in front of me, I damn sure don't want to throw a punch at him full speed. You get what I'm saying? Because he's gonna react in full speed. But a lot of times they do some of these things for demonstration purposes. You get what I'm saying?
Well, that's what it looks like.
They got to
do
it
demonstration,
and they have to do it in demonstration because there's so many complex movements. Almost like even with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, like if you watch Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, like just them training, it looks different from a UFC fight. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like look at it like that. Watching people train in martial arts is different from a UFC fight because no matter what discipline you are. Unless you in a controlled environment, a controlled environment, like, okay, this is all we gonna do. A fight is a fight, Jared. I remember I was talking to one of the black.
That's what I was talking.
Hey, look, Jerry, I was talking to one
of
the black.
How do you know that you could do that to this guy if he's offering resistance? Because this student of yours is offering zero resistance.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, he's not fighting back at all. He's just letting you
Jerry,
break his wrist down.
Jerry, who you telling, bro? I do some things. I got this class I'm working on where I'm trying to help like women, like single women, like far as like older women too, like senior citizens with basic self-defense, right? And and I ain't even gonna go too far and deep into it, but short version, right? I'm talking to a lady, and I'm still trying to put it all together, and I'm gonna try to, because I need the sensei to be involved, but it's just me. I'm trying to, I'm always thinking about enterprising, business, marketing, management. You know what I'm saying? Expansion. Upward integration. That's the word we use in business. Upward integration. Fam, when I tell you my mother-in-law grabbed my wrist and I was trying to show her one of my wrist locks, and I was like, all right, I'm going to grab your wrist. And this is what you do. No, I told her to grab my wrist. And when she grabbed my wrist, I tried to move. She was like, I was like, okay. She's like, these old people get strong when they get older, man. She got that old lady strength, like, nigga, I don't pushed out 3 babies, you know what I'm saying, type strength. So I was like, okay. So that's what the Glock is for.
Right.
So I was like, so I need to make sure I teach them firearm safety too as well, because or look, how to move this little Dillinger, cock the hammer, boom, or some bear mace, like, because how to train a pit bull or something. Tell the dog to fight, because you ain't gonna get it all the time, and these niggas ain't about to fight and get beat up by no old lady. Like, she need to be able to shoot him. Hold his wrist long enough to get the gun out your pocket, grandma. But these old ladies strong. But Jerry, I appreciate your time and energy, man. We're gonna talk more about this as we get closer to the dates, man. But thank you again for everything you bring to the show, and welcome home, bro.
All right, Mark. God bless.
Jerry, thanks for keeping the light on for me too, man. I know this was a late show.
I was tired when I called.
I know,
I'm wide
man.
awake now.
Bro, thanks for keeping the light on, man. Appreciate you.
All right, Mark.
My man. Go ahead, Piero. Let's close this shit out. Piero,
what up, Mark? What's going on, man?
Final thoughts, bro. Go ahead.
Final thoughts. Let me see. Your topic of the show is who wins, so at least that's what I saw in the thumbnail. I got Beterbiev. Who you got?
Tell me what. I haven't made a pick yet. Tell me why you got
just because of the styles, like Beterbiev is. I think he's gonna have to knock out Arter or beat him up really good to win the fight, and it's just that's not his style. It's like he's he's the type of dude that depending on the degree of difficulty, he'll outpoint you if he has to. And I just think with Beterbiev's skill, it's just I don't think he's going to be able to pull that off. So I'm not saying that he can't, maybe with accumulation of punishment or whatever, because Beterbiev's like his chink in his armor is his defense. But I got Beterbiev in the fight, but the injuries and the he's kind of up there in age, kind of like could play a factor too. So it all depends on fight night, how they come out, how they look.
Okay, real quick, somebody just texted me.
What's up?
And it's matter of fact, not somebody, Lake County. Lake County just texted me and he said, please cook Jerry, make him understand. The commission conducted their own tests and had the same results as VADA. So there you have it, Jerry. Because I don't know how that worked, because the way I took no independent test bureau, I took that as you can't bring your own independent, he can't bring his own independent. Whatever I agree to or whatever we all, you know what I'm saying, is the test we go by. And if what Jerry's saying is true, Ryan shouldn't have made no deal. Ryan should have took that shit to trial. Take that shit to trial, bitch.
Well, I don't know if he took a deal or not, because that's one of that's a good thing about the lawsuit that the Devin Haney filed, is we got to see what that whatever they called it, a restraining order or court order, or I forgot what kind of order they called it. I'm sorry.
Those are two different things. A restraining order.
No, I forgot what they called it. I have the lawsuit on my computer. I was reading it the other day, but like he didn't even get the suspended for the Osterine.
Right. No. Ryan took a deal. He took a deal. He copped a plea. Like I was telling Drake. I'm about to say Drady or Grady. Damn, Jerry.
I mean, but who said that?
That's what we know. Those are the facts and evidence. He never. That's what he pled to. him and his team. He said that. He said, I was told by my team to, this is Ryan's in his own words, because the biggest witness in this case is going to be what Ryan already said on the internet. What Ryan said was, I took the deal because my team told me I was going to get suspended regardless, because I didn't write my supplements down on the thing, what supplements I was taking.
And at the end of the day, that's what he got suspended for.
Let me finish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So that's the lesser, it's like pleading to a lesser charge. He was like, no matter how I prove how I got in my system, what happened, what shouldn't have happened, who gave it to me, what he was like, at the end of the day, I never wrote down prior to the fight or any of my drug tests that I was taking any supplements. I didn't list, or list this supplement. How about that? This supplement.
Oh, correct.
So my whole point is, Piro, at the end of the day, when you plead to a lesser charge, that's what happened. Like, we got you on this anyway. So you want to fight it and you can get 2 years, or you can cop a plea right now and we'll give you a year. Now, Jerry's whole point is, and he makes sense, is the commission shouldn't take that deal. But that's not up for the commission to take that deal. Or the commission shouldn't make that deal. It shouldn't even be offered. No, that's what Ryan's legal team go to the commission and say, hey, look, how about we agree to a year because we did this? The commission is going to say, yeah, like, they don't want to do the legalese and go through a 2 year, or maybe Ryan fights it. It's easier for them to say, okay, a year. Go home. I don't think the commission ever anticipated that Devin Haney will push the button that he's doing now. But go ahead, I digress. You got the floor. I'm gonna mute my mic.
No. I mean, what all you say is true. I don't know about the copping a deal or whatever. You know, like if you're saying I don't remember exactly what their team said, but the team advised them to take that suspension that they were giving him and for the reasoning that you said was, Mark, is that he was going to get suspended anyways, but that was already known.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's not just a suspension. What else happened, Puro? He lost the purse.
Yeah, he lost the purse and they turned it into a no contest.
You lost your money, you lost your win, and you suspended. Puro, that's not just a suspension. Can we agree to that? Because you just said, he agreed to the suspension. No, he took the whole package that his legal team laid out for him to make it come out in the best in his favor. Look, you ain't gonna be able to fight for a year. The fight gonna turn to a no contest, and you got to lose the purse. Okay, well, everybody still saw the fight, so fuck the no contest. Everybody still saw it, and the purse go back to Oscar. I made more than that, and just off of wearing Hugo Boss draws or whatever, or driving a Cadillac, made more than that. Anyway, Gatorade, bitch. You get what I'm saying? This nigga had a Gatorade deal, bro. Are y'all crazy? He's good anyway. So fuck the $1 million purse. Fuck the no contest. Forget the no contest. Remind me when I drop the F-bombs, bro. Check me when I'm not checking myself, please.
All right, I'll try.
All right, bro. It's okay, especially with the F-bombs. Like Mark F-bombs. Remind me.
Because I drop them every other word. So yeah, go ahead.
Help me, help you. Help me, help us. Hey, look. Help you, help me, help us, help we.
There it is.
All right. And in the chat too, y'all. Hey, look. Next time I drop an F-bomb, look, I got to super chat myself and give YouTube 30%. Every F-bomb is $1. Matter of fact, let's make the $2.
And you serious about that, Mark? They actually do that?
What you mean?
Like they do dock you for every F-bomb?
No. I'm docking myself. Like I'm a pick.
I got you.
Like, it's almost like having a curse jar in your house.
All right.
Like anytime I drop the F-bomb, I got to super chat myself $2. YouTube gonna get 30 cents, and I'm gonna get 70 cents, and I'm gonna get $1.30. Pay myself because it's my curse jar. It's my cursing jar, right?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be something fun to do. $2 for every F-bomb. Because what happens at the end of the day, they flagged my one of my shows for like pornography.
Pornography?
Bro, all we talked about was Anthony Joshua and Dubois that night. We didn't even talk about politics. We didn't talk about nothing but boxing that whole episode.
You know what's funny, Mark? I've been on a live. Well, I haven't been on live, but I've seen a live. where a chick comes out of nowhere and like literally just show her titties all the time, multiple lives, and those lives are still up.
And look at God working. They must not be. How many subscribers those people got?
Shit, how much of my boy has? I think my boy has like 500, almost 1,000.
See what I'm saying? That's different, bro.
But okay, yeah, okay, I can see how that makes sense here.
This channel is not monetized neither, right? If he only got 500.
Is it? Is it not? I don't think it is. No, I never see no super chats coming through. So no.
Yeah, he ain't like once you start getting more subscribers and stuff like that, or you start making some traction, like if you get a lot of eyeballs on it, they see it too. Y'all see what's going up, and they see it too. They see it. They see it.
But have you seen those videos where they do like clothing try-ons and stuff, bro? They be showing their boobs all the time, bro, and they got like millions of followers and nothing.
Nobody follows, but I don't know if they. I got to look at those channels too, because I definitely got to do my research, because I definitely want to do that independent resersich. But I do know those channels. They do it. They say it's educational purpose. I seen somebody do. I seen people do breast augmentations up here.
Yeah.
And show titties, bro, or try-ons and stuff like that. And they were like, just showing this, I got my breast done, and they'll say it's for educational purpose. I think one of my first members only videos, I was like, I can't believe this is on YouTube, and I get flagged.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
I was like, I think I captioned it where I get flagged for playing Tupac, but they can show two titties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That's funny, bro. Yeah. No, on those like clothing reveals or clothing changes, they always put like a disclaimer, like this is like only for like a demonstration. It's not for sexual gratification purposes. Some bullshit.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna rub that off though. Let me get that. You've been wrong.
We don't believe you. You need more people.
Yeah. We're gonna get that off.
The rules are hypocritical. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Puro. Speaking of hypocritical, what's your take on what I had to say about Haney-Garcia, this, that, and the third? Like, people said Haney's been a bitch, but John Ruiz sued James Toney for the same thing. Pacquiao sued Mayweather for talking about, for words, for just doing an interview saying, you think I'm cheating. Zab Judah got brain damage from a guy who had PEDs that was start boxing, and that fighter. And the list goes on and on. Mitch Green sued Mike Tyson for beating him up in the middle of the street. Boxers been suing boxers, and this shit is not new.
Exactly, yeah. Facts.
What's your take?
Well, my take is, I would say for like the times and the state of boxing that we're in right now, like to me, it's all like a reaction for some like viral clip or whatever. I think most people are probably reacting to the way it kind of makes them look, because like, I don't know, like, because you make total sense about all these other boxers that you said that sued other boxers. At the end of the day, like, I don't see nothing wrong with him suing for it, but I don't think he's suing for, to make any change in the sport or anything like that, like Bill Haney's been saying. I think he's just doing it for money. At the end of the day, I mean, he's welcome to it, right? I mean, like, he gets a lot to sue for it, and he did what he did, At the end of the day, I do think he hurts his image, and that's only if he never, gets back into the ring with him and tries to avenge that loss. But for me personally, I'm actually glad that he sued, because I was able to actually find out what Ryan got suspended for, and read their rationale for it, and other key things, like he's also suing Scooter, the guy that supposedly gave him the supplements, if he's found if he's found at fault, like and then he's also suing any John Does. I guess what I read, the John Does is like anybody else that like through discovery that could have aided and abetted their words in the lawsuit, Ryan Garcia taking the Ostarine and stuff like that. So I mean, at the end of the day, like I've always been curious, like the actual legal information, not just like what we say or we assume. At least we got something to base upon. So I'd like, for me, it's like, hey, man, I'm glad he fucking sued him. I got to see, what's really going on, instead of like, Mark's opinion, Poodle's opinion, or any other channel's opinion.
For sure. Crawford makes demands at Teo at the rips him online for being a brokey. Like, yo, you want to fight me? You got to fight my dream off. How do you feel about that? Should fighters be telling the other fighters, saying, look, you want to see me, you got to fight him first? Like, how do you feel about that? Because I love Crawford, but I don't like that. Like,
I'm indifferent, to be honest, Mark. I'm indifferent. I mean, like I said, man, in this new day and age, bro, fighters. You know, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you. Like, yeah, I don't like that either, you know, like, but, you know, it is what it is. I mean, to me, at the end of the day, I think it's just all talk.
Yeah, cause I'm just trying to be consistent because I don't like people saying, well, Crawford, if you want to fight Canelo, you got to fight Benavidez first. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like,
which they offered him the fight. I heard they offered Benavidez that fight.
And he said no. Because
the weight.
Said, yeah, I'm not going down to 160. Which would have been more of a fair fight. I think that's more of a fair fight. But he's like, I can't get it.
I wouldn't say it's more of a fair fight because Benavidez is a big motherfucker.
Bro, he's huge, bro. Pause. Anything else? What else going on in boxing real quick? Before I let you go.
What you think of Nick Ball if you watch that fight? If you saw that fight?
I missed it. But but I've always liked Nick Ball. I like his tenacity. Like he reminds me like of a UK pit bull, Cruz. His style reminds me of Pitbull Cruz. He's just relentless. I do think he has a couple more tools in his toolbox than Pitbull Cruz, based off Pitbull's last fight, but last two fights. But no, skip the Rolly fight, the fight that he fought on the Crawford undercard. Well, I didn't think he performed the best, and
I think he got robbed.
And it took me. No, he won that fight.
What? No, Cruz lost it.
No, the Spence Crawford undercard, he won that fight, and people thought
the Spence Crawford. Excuse me, I just heard Crawford. I thought you meant Manjamoff. Go ahead.
No, then he won the Rolly fight. We had some fights in between. Won the Rolly. I think the next fight was the Rolly fight. No, he had one fight, then the Rolly fight, right? Then he won the title. But my whole point is, Nick Ball reminds me of Pitbull Cruz. Like they win their fights with their will, their tenacity. Sean Porter kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Good footwork, good head work, but they still missing certain things in their toolbox. Like I wish Pitbull Cruz was more of a body puncher. You get what I'm saying? I think he would do better. But
I mean, I think he goes to the body plenty, but that's just me. And you have a pretty common take. A lot of people compare Nick Ball to Pitbull Cruz. I don't think they fight alike at all.
I think it's because of their size and
they small,
and how much they work to get on the inside, because they got to get on the inside to do their work. But
they do their best work on the inside, but I don't think they have to get on the inside to do their work. But yeah, I hear you. I get why people compare.
Let me give you a comparison. A guy like Floyd Mayweather, right? Shorter guy, he out jabbed Corrales. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Out jab taller guys all the time. Roy Jones out jab Virgil Hill. Sometimes you can get a taller guy that can out jab you. How does that work? How does that even happen?
Well, just by focusing on the jab. There's fighters that like literally their whole like Jermaine Taylor. He was a tall fighter. His punch was the jab. Like that was a jabbing machine.
But his jab had a flaw. His jab had a fundamental flaw. Do you remember the fundamental flaw of his jab?
I do not.
He had a bow and arrow jab. Anybody?
So did Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, but Floyd Mayweather is a lighter weight and different skill set. Floyd Mayweather was more superior, had more superior footwork, head movement, defense, this, that, and the third. You'll see a lot of great fighters do that. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but that's not their Floyd Mayweather. It wasn't like his fundamental weapon and like his best tool. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, his best tool is his jab. That motherfucker Floyd got shot. I can't even.
He had everything, man. Floyd had everything, bro.
Yeah, he had everything. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, even if you was playing a video game and you put everything at 100, Floyd, like, he would be like 98, 99, no more less than 95 at everything. That's not Jermaine Taylor. Jermaine Taylor would be like 80 on footwork, stamina, Like that shit matters. But with that bow and arrow jab that he used to do, he used to always pull it back. I don't know if y'all can see me on camera, but he would and he would lunge with it when he look. Floyd, I seen Floyd do it, man. I can do a whole video about all the times where Floyd made mistakes that guys could have made the move and got him because he was open. But bro, those are few and far in between, and he might not make that mistake no more the rest of the fight. You missed it.
Yeah. Well, Floyd's greatest weapon was his IQ. Like he knew that if he ever like left himself in a compromised position, never to be there too long. Like some fighters linger when they throw, like you say, they lunge. Some linger right there, and they get caught with a counter. Floyd was too smart for that.
I'll debate you on that one, bro, because I always thought his best skill set was this nigga had like Michael Phelps lungs, bro.
Yeah, that's one of them. But to me, his IQ is unmatched in the history of the sport.
Bro, he could swim across the English Channel and back. That boy Floyd had a gas tank, bro, and a chin, and a chin.
That's his most underrated quality, in my opinion. His chin.
Most underrated quality. Matter of fact, let's do that. Most overrated quality, most underrated quality, Floyd, real quick.
All right, for underrated, like I said, his chin. His most overrated quality, I'm gonna say his shoulder roll defense, bro. Like it was excellent. Even though it was excellent, it just everybody's like, I don't know. Maybe I think it's overrated because everybody like mentions it because like shit, man. He perfected it. You know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe because I really don't see an overrated quality in Floyd Mayweather. I'm probably reaching, you know, and I'm a Floyd, I'm an admitted Floyd, what do you call it? What do they call it? Fanboy. Fanboy. No, like he's my favorite fighter. Like other than Chavez, he's my favorite fighter.
Not a fanboy though. Just because you got somebody that's your favorite, I mean, you're a fanboy. Fanboy is he don't do no wrong. He never made.
I don't think he can do no wrong. I mean, when he boxed, I didn't think he could do no wrong.
No, he made some mistakes in the ring. It's just at that point the opponent couldn't capitalize on it, or they missed that moment, and that moment don't come back no more. Like it's just don't come back no more, bro. It is what it is. Bro, you should have swung that right hook right then. He had him. Nope. But he's so used to missing that he don't swing it. You know what I'm saying? Bro, it's a beautiful, bro, I'm gonna tell you, bro, one of the most, when you was talking about, I think that was Jerry talking about like martial arts and how certain martial arts, when they do their demos, like he's like, man, that shit don't even look real. I'm gonna tell you, it's a sequence in a fight between Mayweather and Marquez. When Mayweather baited him for the pull counter, Marquez threw the shot. Mayweather ducked through the pull counter. Marquez missed the pull counter. I mean, he dodged the pull counter, threw his own shot, and Mayweather ducked that. Bro, that shit was like beautiful to watch. It was like, I'm gonna bait you, you throw it, you miss, I throw, I miss, you throw, you miss. I was like, oh my God, that shit was just. Bro, it was, and then he stepped around, and then Mayweather stepped around. He wasn't even in the same spot no more. I was like, man, this shit is like watching a beautiful dance, bro. That shit was so artistic, bro. I was like, yo, I appreciated that because I know what was on the line, how much the fight meant for both of them as far as their careers, titles, culturally, everything. And I'm like, bro, people don't even know what they watching, bro.
Yeah, and people hate on Floyd like hardcore, you know. It is what it is.
When I saw that fight with him and Marquez, I never doubted he was gonna beat Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Oh, I knew that even before they even fought. I knew that because of Marquez.
What you mean?
I knew because of the Marquez fights. I knew that was Manny Pacquiao's like Achilles heel. Was a really good counter puncher, and like Marquez is in the era that they were in, there was only one person better than Marquez at counter punching, and that was Floyd Mayweather.
I don't know. We had some good. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
In my humble opinion, bro, it's like literally like
who else was in that era? Because we had some good ones, bro. In that era right there, like we had some good ones. Like even because that fight lingers so long, so 5 years is like an era in boxing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hear you. And
Ain't
the
that
thing I'm
crazy?
trying to
Ain't
go
that
ahead.
crazy? Like 5 years.
Yeah.
5 to 8 years. That's the end of an era, bro.
Yeah. Fucking Manny Pacquiao was fucking 4 decades.
Nah, it ain't 4 decades. He ain't that
It
old.
was, bro. Like I remember seeing a stat on him.
He ain't
Like he
even
fought
feel-
like
Oh,
4 decades.
every decade that he fought in, they won championships in.
No, I'm talking about like for his entire career span.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's like 4 decades and shit. He like fucking fought in the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s, 2020, 2023, and the 20. Yeah, I think it was like 4 decades, bro. I have to show you that little fucking I forgot what they call it when they like little graphics or whatever.
All right.
Yeah. But Manny's cool. I'm a Manny fan as well, you know. But yeah, I always knew, man. I made a lot of money with like all my Manny Pacquiao fans. Bro. I'm like, yeah, I just ain't knowing, bro. Floyd about to fuck him up.
All right, well, shit, that's it for me, Piro. Final thoughts, bro. Close it out.
Oh man, thank you for having me, bro. As always, man. Sorry for coming a little bit late, but I was a little busy, bro. But you know, I saw you were still live, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna hop on and say what up.
Man, I appreciate that, bro. It means a lot to me. Thanks for everything you do.
Anytime, Mark. I'll see you next time.
You want to plug and you want to plug and promote anything before I let you go?
Nah, brother, I don't.
Nah, my man. I see you on the
Just
next.
subscribe to Mark Nash, hit the like button. That's it.
Hey, man, I see you, bro. If I don't see you no other time, bro, I'm gonna see you Saturday for that post fight because you know we're going for the post fight.
I'm with it.
I'm gonna go and set the live up like sometime this week, so y'all set y'all notifications up so y'all can, you know, pull up for that one because we definitely gonna do a show for that one.
Most def. All right then, Mark. I'm out. Peace.
My man, hold it down. Peace.
Later.
All right, man. Shout out to Stephen X. I see you in the chat, man. Shit, Stephen X. I send you the link. I'm gonna do a little hip hop talk real quick for the members only. Members only. If you are not a member to the neighborhood, definitely please sign up. As y'all know, StreamYard has changed their price by 80%.
Never heard of it.
I'm like, damn. I was like, damn, bro, I need to upgrade my shit, man. I might need to change these membership prices. Like, damn, StreamYard going up to 80%. 80%. 80%, y'all. Damn. So you're gonna see a lot of your favorite YouTubers not going live, or they're gonna have that duck in the corner. I'm just letting you know. Like a lot of people's shit is about to change up over these next couple months. Because their membership price is gonna be changing. They're gonna be like, man, we need your support. Hell yeah, because this shit is going up double, bro. People that pay $25 a month to go live, then they gotta pay $44 a month. Now imagine if you ain't making no money off this shit for real, right? You just like, man, I'm just doing this shit for fun. You gotta make a decision to make. This shit is like a bill now. It's $45, and you know it's gonna go up. It's only up from here. So join the membership, man. Join members only, and I promise, man, we gonna give you guys your money's worth. I gotta look. Stream y'all gonna make me put in that work now, man. Y'all got niggas got to put in that work. Can't just be like, man, I'm gonna just up here for fun. Man, you up here for more than fun, bro. You pay almost $50 a month just to talk to strangers on the internet. You doing it for free? If you talking to strangers every month on the internet for free for $50 a month, you're a weirdo. I'm sorry. You ain't doing it for free. You're doing it for something else. You need validation. You need money. Like, you need something. But when you like $25, bro, you can forget about $25 a month. That's a pizza. That's a large pizza. Most places in America. When y'all start charging niggas $50 a month to host a streaming show, and you ain't making nothing off of it, you're a sucker then, because everybody else making money off it. $50 a month, bro. That's what we moving to. So wish people nothing but the best, man, with however they choose to move. Y'all already know how I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move like a player do, baby. I'm gonna move like a player do. Bullshit. Damn. 25 to 50 every month. I know a lot of dudes, man. Like, look, I saw people already moving to Restream in other places. About to get hard out here for a pimp. Put a case on it. All right. Where's your man Martin Nash, man? Damn, this is gonna be a good one, man. Let's keep this shit going. And I'll see y'all on the members only. Members only. Can I do the members only live? I might do a members only live. I'm gonna make it a live stream. Nope, I can't make it a live stream because that means all mods get it too. And everybody who's a mod is not a member, and that's for a reason. But don't worry, we're gonna make some alignments very soon. You get what I'm saying? So I wanted to keep the members only exclusive. So if you're not a member, but you are a mod and you're gonna miss the members only lives when I make that transition, don't get offended. Please don't get offended. Don't be like, Mark, where my wrench go? Where my wrench go? Well, I had to take the wrench because that takes away from the exclusivity of the members only. You get what I'm saying? And I think people should be rewarded for their loyalty and supporting the show, especially with StreamYard charging $50 a month.
Never heard of it.
Golly. But I ain't mad at him. Hey, man, get your hustle on. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just don't hustle me because I ain't changed nothing. And my price just got doubled, you know what I'm saying, for the work I'm doing. Now, granted, we do have a lot of new features. But I don't know, fam. I don't know. I'm still going to look for some other ways, means, and methods. But in the meantime, in between time, this is where we at with it. And I'm glad I'm grandfathered in. I had that annual subscription, so I paid for the year up front. You get what I'm saying? And they changed that shit right after I just paid them for the whole year. So hopefully my shit won't be affected, but I'm good for the year to next summer. But in between the time, between now and next summer, I'm going to look for an alternative because I don't want to pay them double of what I'm paying for now. Yo, StreamYard be tripping, yo. StreamYard tripping with that. But it's a new company. And like I said, on my community tab, if y'all ain't check my wall, I call it the wall. Most people call it the community tab. That's what YouTube. If you ever hear anybody call it they wall, they got it from me. They got it from me. But the community tab is where I post a lot of surveys, chats, news, conversations to keep you guys engaged, pictures and so forth, engaged throughout the day. So with that said, I see my boy Lake County. He is ready. So let's start this members only episode. If you are not a member, click that link in the chat. And they got to fix this too, because some people say they can't click the link sometimes in the chat. They got to fix that. But that's YouTube, not StreamYard. So with that said, let's get back to the bread. It's your man Martin Nash. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Hey, look, let me get Lake County to drop. He said Corey Spinks and Judah were good counter punches. Man, that was a great, man, both of those. That was a great fights. Let me get Lake County to drop.
I'll give you the $2. You give him the $2. All right, pay him the $2. Oh, pay the $2.
Damn, I gotta watch that shit again. Who won the first one? Like, didn't I know Judah won in when they fought in St. Louis, right? Where did they fight the first fight at? I think didn't Zab Judah lose the first fight, and then he beat Corey Spinks in a rematch in his hometown?
I'll give you the $2. You give him the $2. All right, pay him the $2. Oh, pay the $2.
I'm old and it's late night, but I definitely remember Zab Judah beating him in St. Louis. I think he had Nelly. Nelly was the hottest artist in the game at that time. Zab Judah came out and sparked him, bro. Good fights though, man. And to see those two guys on the internet talking right now with each other, it's like, bro, I got some homies that was in jail or died since then. And I'm like, bro, I wish they could see this because I remember we were all up in arms at that time when those two guys were against each other. Brooklyn versus St. Louis. Like, shout out to all my Army homies. Like, bro, that was a big deal. You get what I'm saying? So to see those two guys alive and well and able to talk on Zab Judah's platform, man, that shit's kind of dope. Shout out to Lake County, man. He got a couple other super chats. Let's give him a drop. He said, Two-time drug cheat ain't no first ballot Hall of Famer. Jerry. Talking to Jerry.
I'll give you the $2. You give him the $2. All right, pay him the $2. Oh, pay the $2.
Who you talking about, though, late? Because if you talking about Canelo, because Canelo failed, I thought that was when we was talking about Canelo. But who's the two-time drug cheat? Cause I thought that comment was meant for Canelo, but Canelo definitely gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But I thought he was a one-time. He's a one-timer.
I'll give you the $2. You give him the $2. All right, pay him the $2. Oh, pay the $2.
And that American Idiot album was dope as hell. Absolutely. Man, it's been a great show, man. Thank you for your time, your energy. Thanks for allowing me the opportunity to entertain you all this evening. Hopefully you were thoroughly entertained. And if not, shit, I'll try again on the next one, man. It's your man Martin Nash, Breaking Beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, anything else you and I feel like talking about. It's a hip-hop political sports show with a comedy twist. We like to let the jokes fly. You know why? Life is serious enough. Hey, man, sometimes we're going to agree. Sometimes we're going to disagree. But one thing's for certain. Two things for sure, homeboy. Never forget this. The chat is very close. Bivol winning by 51%. Beterbiev winning by 48%. And that's out of 103 votes. So, all right, man. Well, time will tell. Later on this week, I'm going to try to do a couple other topics. As y'all, like I told y'all, I'm taking my daughter out of town for a birthday this weekend. So I'm gonna be on the road with it, man. We're gonna be on the phone with it. But I'm gonna order me a little mic for my phone. I got one now, but I'm gonna order a different one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna test the one I got before I order that. I'm gonna do a quick live and test that phone shit tomorrow and see how we cooking on that. And I'm gonna order me an external power supply because I gotta watch these fights. I like Mickey Mouse as much as the next dad and the next husband and father and all of that stuff. And I love my kid like the rest of y'all love y'all children. But man, I gotta watch this fight. I'm gonna be at the Magical Kingdom. And look, people gonna be getting on their rides and I'll be like, hit him in the face. Body shot. What are you waiting for? Get him. This is what you're waiting for your whole life. And look, I'm gonna be at Disney. Just listen to the headphones and be like, what are you doing? Your family this is for your family. Kill them. You waiting for this your whole life and you ain't doing nothing? The little kid's gonna be like, think I'm talking about them like they scared to get on the ride or something. All right, man, let's close this shit out, man. Hey, look, respect is free. Disrespect gonna cost you everything. Your family, your freedom, your finances, most important, your life. So let's show each other love. Let's show each other respect. If we can't do that, let's just show each other the door. You go your way, I go mine. God willing, we both will do fine. It's your man Martin Nash, Breaking Beats. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. One thing's for certain, two things for sure, homeboy. Homegirl, never forget this.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
And I mean that shit. Drive, motherfucker.
Hey, it's Antonio Tarver, champion. You watching Martin Nash at Breaking Beats. I usually don't do drops, but I'm going to give you one, bro. I'm going to give you one. I love you, champ.
This that squad sound.
This is me, man.
Subscribe. I don't care how many subscribers he has. Support him. So he made all this possible. He made this possible.
Nah, Dr. Mark, God made this possible. And so the viewers like you. I see y'all on the next one. Peace.
$2. Give him the $2. All right, pay him the $2. Oh, pay the $2.